opinion. I hope you guys would. The House of Representatives will pass, most likely, to keep daylight savings time permanently. It will then go to the Senate and then to the president's desk. It is expected to pass the House. It's expected to pass the Senate, and is expected to be signed into law that we are going to keep daylight savings time permanently, and that's the good time.
Yeah, I mean, look, there were, a couple of things that I think we all agreed upon that are common sense. I think daylight savings time is one of those. I think playing the Super Bowl the night before President's Day was another one.
I think we're close to that one. I think it happens this year.
So I think ultimately
it does happen this year.
Once you get it, it's never going to go reverse because, who would be against daylight savings time?
Well, some people, the fact that sunrise could be as late as 10 after 8. And
that's Eastern time.
No, that's Central time, I think.
I don't know if I've ever seen the 8 o'clock hour.
Yeah. It says right here, the robot.
December 1st is the
longest,
the shortest day. The shortest day of sunlight.
In Birmingham, sticking to current summer daylight saving time would mean winter morning sunrise after 8 a.m. occasionally.
Yeah. I would be okay with that.
Oh, I don't have a problem with that at all.
The one I saw, Brown, was 7:52 a.m. sunrise.
That'd be the latest?
In Birmingham on December the 1st. And
was that from Stephanie? Because my wife referenced that last night.
I do not know. It was on a graphic on Instagram that –
here we go.
I sent it. Here we go. In Atlanta, Georgia. So that's 8:25. So 7:25 on December 1st, roughly, around about. But see, 5:28 is the sunset. Now, that's going to be your shortest day.
Yeah, I'll take that.
But 5:25 would be our shortest day.
So essentially that takes sunset from 4:30 and pushes it to 5:30.
Yeah. Basically 4:25, 4:30 to 5:30.
Yeah.
And that would be our shortest day of sunlight. So I don't know, let's say you're a golfer.
Okay, I am.
And the least amount of sunlight, you could tee off at 1:20.
Yep.
And still have enough light to hit a ball on 18 and a 4-hour round.
Yep. Year round.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys ought to move to Denmark or Norway. Because
I don't really want to do that. I don't think the courses are good.
It's 20 hours at least of daylight.
This time of year.
Except sometimes it's 20 hours
at night.
No, not the other way.
Oh, it's not?
No, Alaska.
Ever?
But no. I was talking to a guy in Denmark, and he's like, yeah, man, he was like, you get used to it. He was like, but on average, we've got 18 hours of sunlight every day.
Yeah.
Year round.
Well, I do know, at the British Open, they never have to worry about darkness. They could play till 10 or 10:30. I just had some buddies that came back from a golf trip over there, and they said we could have played till 10:30 at night.
Yeah, look, I think that there is a need for, I like when the sun sets, but, we only need a few hours of it.
So why did daylight savings time start?
Well,
it feels like something left over from farming days. Get up when the sun rises, go to bed when the sun sets.
I think it's difficult to pinpoint this. I have read that it did have something to do with farming. That it had something to do with the world wars, apparently.
I love when we throw knowledge out and we feel pretty good about it.
Yeah.
I mean, kids.
I think farming was the main thing.
I thought it was kids on school buses.
Well, that's one of the complaints about it is, our kids are going to be at the bus stop at dark, and I don't really know why that matters. Why does it matter if it's daylight or dark at the bus stop?
I think it's different if you're getting home after dark.
I agree. Yeah. I think every kid in America would say, I'll stand at the bus stop in the dark if I can have more time to play outside when I get home.
And I remember standing out at the bus stop.
Next Round hoodies and Next Round hats all in one place, nextround.store. Find your favorite piece of gear from your favorite show and put it in your rotation. You never know, you might be in one of our videos showing Next Round gear being worn all over the world. Find all of your favorite Next Round gear by visiting nextround.store. Place an order for you and that big Next Round fan in your life at nextround.store. Look your best at work, at school, at the stadium, or anywhere you go wearing Next Round gear from nextround.store.
When you trust a doctor with your life, they owe you proper care. If medical negligence left you or a loved one injured, you deserve answers and compensation. Alexander Shunnarah trial attorneys have recovered over $2 billion for their clients harmed by medical errors, misdiagnoses, and surgical mistakes. They fight hospitals and insurance companies so you can focus on healing. Don't wait. Medical malpractice cases have strict deadlines in Alabama. Call Alexander Shunnarah trial attorneys now for a free consultation. 659-777-7777 or alexwins.law. You pay nothing unless they win. Physical office location, Birmingham.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown, The Next Round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
ACC Media Days in football is underway. We'll talk quarterbacks. We'll talk hot seat coaches. We'll talk expectation for coaches. We've got a former legendary coach talking. We'll get to all the ACC Media Day stuff coming on. A little flip in recruiting for a 3-star in the state. We'll talk about that later on. And we'll make another announcement. Coming up in hour 2 around 10:15, we'll unveil Alabama's opponent for Ballin in Boutwell. Yesterday we did Florida State and Auburn. Today, who Alabama is playing. And the coach who Alabama's playing is going to join us live.
Yeah, I will say this is a guy I'm excited about that I don't think, or I know we have never had on the show.
We have not. We have never interviewed. So there's one hint.
Yeah.
We've never interviewed this coach.
And I look forward to talking to him.
I do
He's a
too.
fascinating guy.
Yeah.
I've interviewed John Wooden. He will not be on today, though.
No, it's going to be tough to book him.
That would be breaking news.
If you guys, people have asked me this, and I'm sure you guys have been asked this, but if you did like your Mount Rushmore of interviews, not necessarily how good the interview was, because sometimes, a guy like Adam Richmond from Man vs. Food can be one of the best interviews. But I'm just talking about like their status, where you would want to sit with your grandkids one day and be like, I actually got 15 minutes of this guy's time.
I don't know. That's a good question. People ask me all the time, who are your favorite interviews? And it's generally the non-sports ones, honestly. Like I think about that Tom Arnold interview we did that time in radio that was a wild hour. Charlie Daniels, you mentioned Adam Richmond. I always like those non-sports ones.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's pretty easy because John Wooden, that's tough to beat.
Yeah.
I got a one-on-one with Magic Johnson over in Woodlawn, I think it was, at a Hibbett's in a back room for 15 minutes. Vince Vaughn, one time I got a one-on-one with him, and then Don King.
Well, there you go.
And then I think I ultimately would, Nick Saban probably will be on that for all of us because of historically where he'll go down.
Yeah.
But for Coach Saban, it gets lost because it blew into a national story. But the 45 minutes before he made the last question I asked him into that national news where he criticized Jimbo Fisher.
Yeah, every single player.
Yeah, but the 45 minutes before that where we talked about non-Alabama football stuff, his childhood, and does he remember the last time he was, spanked by his dad, disciplined by his dad, that kind of thing. Which, by the way, was, if you didn't see it, was after a high school football game.
His old man went to the belt after a high school football game?
Over, across his back.
What, did he throw 2 picks?
No, he I think I told a story on the air. He was
I've never heard this.
He was upset that he had played badly in the game, and he got to the parking lot, and he had a flat tire. And he was changing the flat tire, and a guy who we would now call homeless, back in the day, I guess they were hobos or whatever.
Displaced now, I think.
Yeah, displaced. Came
unhoused.
Okay, there you go.
I call him
walking
homeless,
by and said something to him, and he was disrespectful to him, and his dad heard it and reprimanded him.
Did he say, change my tire?
No, but
change my tire, hobo.
No, Nick Saban was changing his tire, and the guy said something. May have even said "good game" or
Coach Saban
bounce back.
Yeah, popped off to him.
Somehow he was disrespectful, and as I remember it, his dad was very upset about being disrespectful.
See,
to
I like
anyone.
those kind of
I do
stories.
too, because today's youth would just call the law on their parents.
That's right. Yeah.
So it
Call
was
the law.
So that night with Nick Saban, probably most of my favorite times probably have been, whether it was with Barkley or anybody else, off the record.
Oh, no doubt about that.
Those are the best times.
Yeah.
Those are the best times. Tyler's back in the same. It's like a walk of shame. He's back in the same clothes he had on yesterday.
He can't afford anything else.
He sold all his other stuff to get a ticket.
My goodness.
I'm still in shock, by the way.
By the way, this is the way it sounded. I don't speak Spanish, but I speak emotions. This is how it sounded on the Argentina radio network, television network. It doesn't matter. You didn't need wires to feel the excitement yesterday as Argentina beat England 2-1, scoring 2 goals after the 85th minute. This is the one that put them in the lead to stay.
Tengo el palo, pero qué trasero que tienen. Por Dios, por no decir otra cosa, viene Messi. Va Messi, mete el centro. Lautaro, mi vida, Lautaro viejo, lo Argentina! ¡Vamos Argentina, carajo! Siempre hay que confiar. No termina hasta que no termina. No termina hasta que no termina. Nunca hay que dejar de creer. Argentina 2. Argentina 2. Inglaterra 1. Lautaro viejo hermano. Argentina en mi corazón estamos juntos. Siempre juntos. Argentina 2-1. 47 minutos, Juan Pablo. Vamos Argentina todavía. No se puede tener tanto culo.
My man ain't gonna lay out. Let the crowd.
Everything about him obnoxious.
The only part I got, the only Spanish I remember from high school that I got there is he said, "The roses in this grand old stadium are blue and white again." That's the only part I got.
Dale suffers from 1,000 orgasms a day. What was our intro to Trish?
Oh yeah. The Messi was literally the only thing I got out of that. Messi touched the ball a few times.
I'll tell you. So me and
put that in your BCS pipe and smoke it.
I can't make this up. We go to this English pub yesterday, and Matt starts at 2:00. We get there at 12:45. We get the last table. I wanted to sit in the bar. Wanted to sit at the bar. We're pulling up again. Not making this up. Cars are pulling up with the English flag magnets on the side of the car. Everybody's dressed up. Women have the English flag headdresses. Guys are wrapped in flags. They were serving so many pints of beer, they went from the traditional pint glass to solo cups. I mean, that's how crazy it was.
Good for them.
We ended up watching the first half.
Were these actual English people or people
most
that were,
of them, yeah.
Most of them actually from England.
Jack and I were talking about it, and you could just hear the accents. And Jack went to the bathroom. There was this whole table of like 8 guys, and he was like, every one of those guys got an English accent.
All right.
So they were true English fans. But we got to halftime, and you guys will admit the first half was really, really boring. Even you admit that as a soccer student.
Oh, no, I loved watching the defensive play.
Yeah, I knew that was not going to be
even I thought, I mean, there were several great runs. There were 11 penalties. It was a chippy first half. I loved the back and forth, the shoving and the pushing.
I thought it was a very, very even back and forth. I thought England did control most of the first half, but I thought it was somewhat boring. So I was like, let's go watch it on the new TV. Boy, I'm glad I did. So I get to the house. There are a couple of guys finishing up some deck work for me. They've got it on the radio broadcast, I guess on one of their phones.
Now, are they Argentinian or English or American? What are they?
They're Hispanic. I don't know. Maybe.
Right.
Anyway,
but is it English or foreign language?
Spanish call?
Oh, yeah. It was Spanish call. 100%.
Okay, Spanish call. All right.
So I go out there, and it might even be this guy. And so I try to get the Outback TV going for them. Well, something had reset with the internet, and I'm out there. And then, by the time I do it, they score their first goal, so they make it 1-1. And I got so frustrated, I was like, "Sorry, guys, I ain't got time to deal with this."
Do the radio. Sorry,
it's okay. They were like, "Vamos, vamos."
Yeah.
Yes, I do not need English.
Boy, when they scored that second goal, my neighbors heard it.
They started.
They went nuts. Absolutely nuts.
Oh, man.
Yeah. But I'm glad I was out of the English pub at that point. I cannot even imagine. This must have been what it was like to watch a sports at a local sports bar for kick six, maybe?
Yeah.
This is the shock.
Well, in that building, I thought 2nd and 26 because England is up. Georgia's up. England's up.
There's a lot of Georgia and England.
And then all of a sudden, here comes little Tua Messi dropping there, that little assist, and the guy puts it home. Messi, man, it was no goals from him, but the assists were they were legendary.
Both goals created multiple other opportunities. I mean, some of the most beautiful cuts I've ever seen done with the ball.
In this event, he has had to have cemented himself as the greatest that's ever done it, right?
I would say so because in this World Cup, he has had 10 assists, I believe.
Yeah.
Most in World Cup history.
So, I mean, the other guy would be Pele, right?
What's that?
Would Pele be the other guy?
I'd say he's already past Pele.
Okay. I'm just saying,
like
would he be?
arguing for like if you're arguing greatest quarterbacks of all
Tom Brady
time.
and Joe Montana.
Right. Yeah. But Messi already leader or tied for the lead for the Golden Boot as well. I think he'll grab another Golden Ball this year. He's the greatest of all time.
I just can't believe
Golden Balls.
Yeah, all the gold.
I mean, a couple of things. Bellingham and Harry Kane did not show up yesterday.
No, that's the Argentine defense. They took them out.
It was the Argentine defense.
Okay, but look, I don't know a lot about soccer. I understood what the English were doing against Mexico on that Sunday night in Azteca Stadium.
Because they were down a person.
You're down a person, man. You're playing to survive in that snake pit. But yesterday, when you get up on the Anthony Gordon goal, and you roughly, I mean, that's almost like having a quarter and a half of football left, and you've got a 7-point lead, and you go straight up prevent.
Yeah, you start running the ball and burning clock.
Basically what it was.
Yeah,
I could not believe it.
And when you take off any threat of any offense at all, it allows them to pack in on you too.
Yeah.
And it's a barrage, and you've got the golden guy who's got the golden everything, the whole golden wardrobe.
The best that's ever done it.
Who's either going to create shots for himself or he's going to create shots from someone else. You just can't do it. I thought it was horrible coaching.
Yeah, he's known for walking during the games and
He
not
being Messi?
Yes, Messi.
Have you seen the percentages? So he walks or jogs 88% of the time.
Oh, I thought I saw 63, 67%.
Well, I think it's a
I've seen
combination
different
of
percentages per
walking
game.
and jogging, but 12% he's at full speed. This is why, like, I didn't think, and again, for our Calcutta, I had Norway in England. I was pulling for England because I thought England could win it all. But it would have been interesting to see Erling Haaland, like, lean on Messi. Because Messi is, 5 feet, maybe 90 pounds? I mean, he is, like, one of the smallest,
It's a little bigger than that.
dominant elite
He's like
athletes of all
5'6",
time.
$130, $140.
Lance
He's still a small guy.
But I
Lance
didn't
has him
think-
at 5'0", 90 pounds.
Like, Harry Kane's a pretty big guy. Like, they're
Got him at ballerina
I
like,
know.
why you don't lean on that guy? And I
Yeah.
know it's probably harder or more difficult than just throwing that out there, but it would have been fascinating to see, a specimen like Haaland kind of lean on him.
Yeah,
Well, Holland wouldn't have leaned on him because Holland plays striker and Messi
that's
also
right.
plays
I mean,
forward. They'd be at opposite ends pretty much the whole game.
Yeah, I mean, the same way in this case, Messi's not really back in the mix on defense.
Yeah, I'll say this: Kane plays both sides.
Yeah.
Now, yesterday he
Well, he
was
had
he
to
was a
yesterday.
ghost, but I mean he's been good at that the entire tournament.
Yeah, I just don't understand the coaching. And what's insane,
He'll get fired, right?
LT, well, you made this point yesterday. You would think of all of English soccer history, and they've got Premier Leagues there and everything, that you would have an Englishman coaching the English team, right? No, he's German.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Like, I can understand why we got a guy from Argentina. We don't have the history, but yeah, you would think you could find an Englishman.
There was a meme of this guy walking in. It was, I forget what movie it's from, but he's it may have been a sports locker room, but it's like German coach walking back into the Germany locker room or the Germany soccer after spoiling England's chances of winning the World Cup.
Yeah.
And he opens the door and everybody's going,
I mean, it has got to be impossible to be an English soccer fan.
He's got some Nosferatu in him, by the
Does
way.
he?
Pull the English
I mean,
coach.
do you think that is equivalent of a Buffalo Bills fan? The English side. Now, I know England has won one before, which is the significant difference there.
Yeah. Well, I
It's
mean, Buffalo
it's
won
before the merger,
AFL.
though.
Yeah.
66.
Yeah, so, I mean,
And Buffalo won.
do you think that's the equivalent, though, of being a Buffalo Bills
I-
fan? You're
I-
always close, but you can never get it.
Well, they're 3-4 in semifinals. But yeah, I mean, you can throw out any
Yeah,
great.
he's got some Nosferatu in him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
he does.
not symmetrical, his head.
Symmetrical.
Like, his ears are different. And
like
Oh, he'll-
20s Nosferatu for sure.
He'll never coach another game.
Oh, he's on dartboards in every English
Every
pub
pub?
today, right?
Yeah.
The Tuchel.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
I mean, I
did.
don't know why I
don't
felt
know.
sorry
I don't
for
know.
him. We've got a long history, not necessarily great with
Did
the
you feel you
Brits.
felt sorry for them?
Well, I mean, just because, I know my fandom, this is every 4 years. I mean, it would be like your Dolphins finally
I
getting
don't.
to.
No, it's. I'm telling you, man.
It's terrible.
It's got to feel like being like a Texas football
Bill.
fan.
No, it's a Bills.
You guys hate $1 million ideas. If we
I love them.
just real quickly, if we took a headshot of him and we steal it straight from Barstool, we just put him in like a clown nose
And try to sell
put
him
that on
overseas.
a T-shirt and just pump that into the English medium right now and our order code. And just let that go. Sell those T-shirts real quick and print them up real fast.
Where'd you get
How
that
many could we
shirt?
sell?
They're going to hurt us.
How many could we sell?
I bought that shirt from a Southern blog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's south of Wales? Nope. Southern United
No.
States.
No,
Southern United
we're
States.
already done with soccer. Put it this way. So if all England had to do was win yesterday, and I win the whole Calcutta.
Yeah.
So then I find out it's me and one other guy. He's got France. I've got England. It's going to a third-place game. So I reached out to him today. I said, hey, let's just split the
Oh, yeah. That's a good
Because
idea.
I don't want to watch.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I'm done.
You should. A third place game shouldn't determine a Calcutta.
Now, I will, and I don't gamble anymore, but I will go against Scott Roaches on Sunday. I will have Spain.
Oh,
It's
I
time
don't know,
to-
Lance. I don't
Time
know.
to end it.
Interesting history here. Have you seen this picture?
It's a great picture.
No,
Yeah.
I have not.
Okay.
What we got
how-
here?
Before you put it up, how do you say the big star for Spain's name?
Lamine Yamal.
Okay.
Lamine Yamal once was bathed in a bathtub by Messi.
I beg your pardon?
Here's the picture.
Yeah, we're going to need context.
Lamine Yamal's parents won a UNICEF raffle, and the winner got a photo shoot with Messi.
Messi's 20. Yamin is obviously the baby in the bathtub.
A little more sense with that context.
If you would have told me that's Caitlin Clark bathing a baby rock, the rock, I would have believed it.
But Messi already one of the best in the world. Yamin a baby. Mom had him when he was 16. Dad went out and did any day job he could just to put food on the table. It's a UNICEF promotion for donations and stuff. And the greatest soccer player already has now grown into, this kid has grown into being Spain's best player, has followed to the same camp that Messi went to for Barcelona, has scored the goal, his first World Cup goal at the same age as Messi. Both wore 19 as they were. They scored their first goal, and it all started in a little blue plastic bathtub. Is that not crazy? And now they play each other.
That is crazy.
In Messi's last World Cup game, they play Sunday.
It's such a strange photo.
It really is. Like, such a strange way to start it.
Let's get this 16-year-old to bathe the newborn.
I don't know how.
He's 20, and they're raising money for. He's popular. He's the most. He's the most recognizable guy in the world.
Messi was a UNICEF ambassador or whatever for several years.
Chance though,
and they're like, hey, make sure you put your left hand on his junk.
Chance though, it's too big of a moment for a Spanish guy. That's going to be my concern for him.
Know. I mean,
no, too big of a moment. He's playing his hero, and everything's on the line. Too big of a moment for this guy.
I would say LT's probably taking Spain because of their defense, right?
Defense, and they're a pretty massive favorite in this spot. And they've won 37 consecutive matches. I mean, they're minus 160 to win this.
And Argentina's having to play from behind. That catches up to you.
Yeah, you guys would give me. I mean, Spain's up with 10 minutes basically to go in the game. Yeah. I mean, a one-goal lead feels like more with Spain.
The way I saw it put last night on social media, I wish I could credit whoever said it, but somebody said, I got to think Argentina got some of that Auburn Jesus from playing at Jordan Hare Stadium.
I got that text too. Like, this reminds me of 2010 Auburn or 2013 Auburn.
2013 Auburn. Yeah. I mean, in any sport, if you play from behind a lot, eventually it catches up.
It eventually does. Yeah. And that's why I think it is important for Argentina to try to get that 1-0 lead on Sunday, because I think that would spin everything back to Spain. If Spain gets a lead with that defense, who knows? But, I mean, you can't count out Argentina. I mean, they are cockroaches. Like, the Egypt comeback was greater than yesterday, as good as England was compared to Egypt. Like, I can't believe you got to see both of those.
I mean, yeah, it's two historic comebacks.
Absolutely incredible. When that second goal happened, I mean, the crowd was.
How about the English? Electric. I saw these, and I'm sure you guys saw it. It was two dudes with like fake chainmail on their heads. They were like in their 70s, and they had swords. Inflatable swords, and I'm like, these guys have now got to walk out after spending all this money looking like complete fools in their 70s.
You talk a walk of shame. That's a walk of shame.
That video we're seeing is from you, so you were surrounded by Argentina fans.
Okay, so when I left yesterday, I went and grabbed a chicken biscuit, and as I'm sitting there munching on the biscuit, I'm just refreshing all the different sites. And a ticket pops up in a lower section. It's the cheapest one across all the sites I was looking at, and the best ticket in my available in my budget. So
we normally call those counterfeit, but I'm glad it worked out.
I'm glad it worked out. Yeah.
Well, it was from a legit site that offered instant delivery, and 5 minutes later, they were in my FIFA app. And it turns out I was in the middle of the Argentina supporter section.
Cannot beat that.
Love it.
It was amazing.
Did you see English fans on the way out, though?
Yeah, they had to be despondent.
Oh, they were leaving like as soon as that final whistle hit.
Oh.
It was they had their heads down, and then the entire Argentina supporters section stayed for like another 30 minutes just doing all the chants with the team.
Now, we talked about how stupid the third place game is. Like, how could France or England, any of your fans, your team, how do you get up for this, and how do you stay in the States to even go to that?
I know. If I'm like,
my ass is on a plane quickly.
I no doubt. If I'm an English fan, I get out as quick as I can, or a French fan, and I'm like Dunaway. I don't know how these guys play the game. It's almost like opting out of a bowl game. I mean, I feel like Harry Kane's going to have a tender hamstring or something and doesn't need to play in this one.
Yeah.
Yep.
Is that a big deal, though? I mean, I know they get a bronze, but I mean, is it something that like, hey, we're going to play for pride. We're all in on this.
I've never really cared about it, and I don't think the players do as much. I mean, they'll still go out there and try to win, but definitely not as much as you would if it's a final, obviously.
I mean, obviously, the Americans have never won a bronze in this, right?
No. But I still don't know.
The very
in
first one?
1930, I
Yeah, the
think,
very
but
first
it
one, we
was
were third.
like 8 or 16 teams to begin with.
I still don't know how excited I would be. Like if the U.S. lost in that fashion yesterday, I don't think I would watch the third place game at all.
I don't think I would either, but it would be a step forward.
It would be, but I'm just saying.
I think we would at least be excited about that, right?
For
like
a country like
the team.
England,
yeah,
you know, it's like Alabama under Nick Saban
Citrus
going to
Bowl.
play in the Citrus Bowl.
Yeah.
I mean,
you're playing Michigan State in the Citrus Bowl, you blow them out. Nah.
Eventually, you're not excited about the game, but then it became 11 o'clock the day after New Year's New Year's Day, and you're like, okay, I'll watch it.
Get to watch the Tide play.
England and France hate each other.
Yeah, that's true.
General.
It is a grudge match.
Yeah, it is a rivalry game.
That section was absolutely electric. After the goal, the very gorgeous Argentinian lady jumped in my arms and hugged me.
Oh, wait a minute.
Yeah, just out of nowhere. It was.
Well, now we have a development.
Yeah.
So one of the hot Argentinian women you were after is sitting next to you
Yes.
and hugs you after a goal.
Did you get a number?
I did not. Her boyfriend.
There's
Did
the
you
other.
tell her
Turns
you
out she was
say, I've
just
got
very
WhatsApp.
friendly.
We can communicate.
That's right.
But the group of Argentinian guys behind me at one point during the game just like picked me up in the stands and started throwing me in the air. So I think I'm like honorary Argentinian now.
We've
They've
got our
adopted
American
me.
Messi right here. When Anthony Gordon scored the goal 55 in, 55 plus, and they showed Beckham and Victoria Beckham going nuts, I didn't see them again. Like, I wonder how crushed, because Beckham is a really good ambassador for that country.
Oh, really is.
But I just wonder how crushed they were.
How quick they got out to the car, to the driver
man.
that was waiting for
That's
them.
just tough because, if you're Beckham, you probably, he's roughly our age. He's never going to see a championship or a World Cup championship.
I mean,
That was their best chance.
Another reason to watch, though, on Saturday for the third game because is it Macron?
The
head of
French
France?
Prime Minister.
Yeah, the French Prime Minister. He has been pushing that he wants it to be called the French Channel from now on, not the English Channel. And so it's really.
Are you being serious?
No, it's not.
Yeah, at the Floribama
Gulf of America.
the French Channel T-shirts.
Gulf of
huge.
America has stuck pretty well.
Let's play one for the channel.
Yeah, the French Channel is really, really big push going on over there. All right, the show today being brought to you by Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys. Tell us about Alexander Shunnarah.
Shunnarah.com, Shunnarah.com. You don't pay a dime unless they win your case with our guy, Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys. Listen, Alexander Shunnarah is a guy that has been doing this for a very long time, 25 plus years now. And in that time, he has built a practice that now includes more than 150 talented attorneys, more than 500 dedicated team members, so they can handle anything that faces you legally. And boy, have they been successful doing that. More than $2 billion recovered for their clients. $2 billion recovered for their clients at Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys. You can find more by logging on right there, Shunnarah.com, Shunnarah.com, whatever faces you legally, Shunnarah.com.
Worse than Browns Dolphins graphic from BetMGM.
How could it be worse?
Yeah, I don't know if it's close.
How could it be worse?
Imagine having a stadium, a whole stadium that you've never won a playoff game in. Teams that have won a playoff. Oh, you don't have the graphic?
Oh, of course Scott does it because it's bad for the
Well, I
Falcons.
don't know
Yeah.
if the Dolphins won one in Hard Rock, though. Okay.
Porsche refuses. I sent you the graphic. I didn't know you ever policed.
It was Joe Robbie
I'm
back
not
then.
policing anything. I've got a couple of things going on before the show here. Too.
Ooh,
I don't.
It's got a little too busy
There
for
we go.
A little too busy for Falcons hate.
Well, I sent it to the whole group. Everybody can pull up their
Hey.
phones and look at it.
We can
I'm
play
pulling
along
it.
real quickly.
Hang on.
There you go, Scott's pull. I just thought,
Much like our graphic from Miami from Hard Rock,
yeah,
the one that jumps out is IU. I mean, they went everywhere.
yeah,
now, don't they?
Indiana's going to screw this whole thing up, aren't they?
BetMGM, have you won a playoff game at Mercedes-Benz Stadium? Yes. Argentina now, England, the Patriots, Alabama, Indiana's in there, Ohio State, Texas, LSU, Georgia, some other soccer teams, including Atlanta United. No, the Atlanta Falcons.
Freaking Rams had a chance.
At least that's a
53.
new stadium, Scott. Mine has been around a long time. Now, we've won in that stadium.
I mean, the Indiana's just amazing.
Yeah,
Both
Indiana-
graphics we've had.
Indiana's
I mean, that
gonna-
is a power, right?
It really is.
Yeah.
I mean,
I promise I'm a lot less sensitive about the Falcons than I am any other team I support.
really? So the
understand.
Falcons are the bottom.
Well,
Yeah,
that's because he's gotten
easy.
conditioned to be.
That's true. They beat you down.
Less
But
expectations.
this is the year. This
He's
is
got
the year.
Falcons calluses now.
Yeah.
You start erasing this. By the time this, I believe, and I think Lance does too, by the time you get to this time next year, the Falcons will be over there where Indiana is.
Well, I think you guys will win the South, at least on the surface. Therefore, you host a playoff game.
Right.
So there's a good chance you would be favored in that game, but I'm not going to go as deep as Dunaway on that one yet. I am interested because you say that the Falcons are kind of down the pecking order of your favorites.
Way down.
For you, Tyler, is Argentina your favorite sports team? And maybe this is maybe a bad time to ask because you're whipped up into this frenzy over the last 9 days.
Yeah, you're on a buying spree.
I mean, there's only that one team where I've had this one player that I've watched for 20 years. So I would say yes. I mean, for club teams, I like Arsenal for Premier League. I always supported them. And then FC Barcelona and La Liga because they had Messi and Neymar.
So as big of a fan as you are, would you put the picture on the wall if he would have bathed you as a newborn?
Oh, yeah. You got to have that up there.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what? I'll do it.
Off of that, first off, would you let him bathe you right now?
No.
What about the Argentina woman that put you in
the woman in her arms?
Different story.
Yeah, she can bathe you? Okay.
How long have you been an Arsenal fan now? They won the Premier Championship this year for the first time in how long?
2005, 6, right when I started watching soccer.
So you became an Arsenal fan.
So do you watch all their matches?
I don't watch as much now,
Okay.
but I was really heavy into them during the Robin Van Persie days, Mesut Ozil later on.
Why'd you pick Arsenal as opposed to I picked Tottenham because they were down the list, and I'd read an article that they were about to be good for many years to come, so I jumped on that bandwagon to ride them to the top, and now I've ridden them back down again. Why did you pick Arsenal?
Robin Van Persie.
One player. It was that player.
And then you find all the other players, like there was also Thierry Henry.
So you just didn't jump on the bandwagon this year when they won the championship.
Correct.
Your guy Thierry Henry is the worst commentator in studio.
Well,
Dude brings zero energy.
There's a lot of those guys.
I mean, he just sits there and whispers the whole time.
Do you know how much money he has made?
Oh, there's no doubt, no doubt.
I'm
But
surprised he's even doing it.
But
let's go back to the studio to Thierry Henry. Terry, a big half there, huge half. It was soccer.
I
It is
do
just
wish,
soccer. It
you
is
know,
soccer.
the better team won.
Better team won.
What
Soccer.
would have been an awesome segment, and I guess we probably
Are you
couldn't
sure
get
you're
away
not
with this.
confusing him with Zlatan?
No, I'm to Thierry Henry, the first guy that talks. He's awful. And he
Okay.
says nothing.
Yeah. I think I don't understand what he says, but I think
He whispers.
I think Terry does a better job than
Zlatan.
Zlatan.
Yeah.
Oh,
So it's
no,
been
I
a-
love both of them. Can't stand Alexi Lawless, though.
I bet.
Of course, he's American.
Of course, he's
Yeah,
American.
that's right.
You never
US
want him
grade,
to win a
yeah.
championship.
I bet Forster and Tyler have no idea, but when we first started doing the show together, and I don't know what the year was, it could have been 10, it could have been 11, it could have been 12. It was when we were on the second level at the old Crest building on terrestrial radio, but they did a simulcast with us and BBC. Do you guys remember that? Where they had us on the BBC network.
Why were we on BBC?
I don't remember
I'd forgotten about that
at all, but we
Yeah.
had like this Brit that was hosting, and they had us on, and I forgot what we were talking about. But how
Boy,
awesome!
this stuff I completely forget. Now that you mentioned that, I do remember us doing that.
How
yeah.
awesome would it be if we could patch in? And I don't know what London sports talk is
I don't
like
know
today.
if they even have it over there.
But can you imagine?
No,
Was
I
it
mean,
Luca?
that was another thing we used to do on terrestrial radio was occasionally, we'd get Say-Bear or Rockstar. We would listen in to when something bad had happened in another city. We'd listen into their morning show,
Yes.
Sports Talk Radio, because we were in the middle of the day, and we'd pull some clips and edit them together. I cannot imagine what London sports radio was today.
What do you
or last
compare
night.
that to? Because it's one thing when you. Let's go with the Falcons, Forster, 28-3. I mean, like Atlanta radio is crazy because they've never won one, but at least you can be like, okay, Matt Ryan is your reigning MVP. I think we can get back to this point next year. England, like Harry Kane, is never going to be the same Harry Kane, right? Like, I just don't think England ever gets back to this spot.
Yeah, well,
and it's 4 years.
I mean, it would be like listening to Feinbaum, I guess, after an Alabama blown lead in a big game, right? That's what it would sound like, just with a British accent.
But Alabama gets to bounce back either the next week or the next year.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what's crazy.
Yeah, that's
is
the
like
bad part about this is you got to wait 4 more
the
years.
finality. And think about, and this is sad to say, but look, I mean, you've heard the degree of cancer affects every third or fourth person in like some massive way. Like, I'm sure there's somebody over in England today that has been diagnosed. They've got, 2 years to live, or
this was the last
9
shot?
months. And this was, that's a very dark thought.
That's a bit dark, yes.
Yeah. A lot of World Cup, a lot of fun it's been. And we've got one more meaningful game left on Sunday up in New Jersey. Middle of the afternoon on Sunday, I assume.
Yep, 3 o'clock.
3 o'clock on Sunday. Should be a lot of fun. By the way, confirmed, first time ever, halftime will be 30 minutes long to accommodate their made-for-television halftime show. Double the length of halftime.
We discussed they had to do it.
Yeah.
I don't either.
Just and the guy has said we're copying the NFL.
Yeah.
That has been very successful for them, money wise, sponsorship wise, and they're doing it for
Well,
the World
basically, the NFL does it just to cater to the fans they know only tune into this one game. Now, I haven't watched an NFL game all year, so I'm going to give you a little something.
Yeah,
else.
that's
Cup.
what
Moneymaker.
It is a moneymaker, too, yeah.
That's what I was going to ask. I mean, we all know just it doesn't matter who you pull for. Everybody in our culture is watching the Super Bowl, and especially the women love tuning into the Super Bowl halftime. But, like, I wonder how much buzz we've lost with our 330 million people here. Like, how many people will be all in on Sunday, and how many people will be like, I can't wait to watch that halftime show?
I would say in our country at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, it'll go over 15 million still.
15, 1-5.
Yeah, more than
Not
15 million.
50.
Is that about a regular season Monday night game?
Probably. I think
somewhere around there.
Maybe even higher than that. I'd go a regular season Monday night game, 18 million, 20 million. But worldwide, it is the Super Bowl. Everybody will be cooking and eating, and women and children will be gathered around television and radios from the richest to the poorest parts of the globe.
Are you going, Tyler?
If someone wants to give me a
Okay,
ticket,
so we're to that point.
yeah,
It was a fair question because it's Messi's last game.
Yeah.
Meaningful game.
What are tickets for this one?
Get in. I saw
$8,000?
was like about 7,500.
Yeah, we have found Tyler's breaking point. Yeah, not even going to consider that one, are you?
I said, if someone wants to give me a ticket,
Yeah.
I'll take a Greyhound up there if I have to.
You saw two. You'll need to leave now. Two remarkable. I'd recommend the Amtrak before I would do that.
All right, I'll film lots of content.
Yeah, please.
Two games you've gone to. They've been remarkable comebacks. And that was an unbelievable game yesterday. I was screaming in my living room on both Argentina goals. But if you had not gone to either one of those, if you had a choice right now to erase going to either one of those so that you could be there Sunday, get all your money back, throw that in and go Sunday, or are you happy you've spent and you've got those two memories already? It's almost like a game show from the 70s. You can keep these memories.
That's right.
Or we can go Men in Black and erase these two memories, but you have all your money back and can try to get there on Sunday. Which would you choose?
And Spain wins.
I mean, that's part
that's
of the
the- that's the
gamble.
gamble.
That's a
Yep.
possibility,
Yep.
but it was a possibility yesterday that I flipped a bunch of Supreme and then drove down to Atlanta, parked in a spot that was kind of sketchy, and then walked a mile to the stadium to see England win. That was a possibility. I'm good with the memories I have.
Yeah, that's a great attitude.
Hey, new business plan. I got some shit I need you to flip that has been sitting in the garage for a long time. I don't know how to do any of that. You obviously have success with it. We'll do a little rev share, you and I. Sound like a good plan?
What kind of stuff?
I'll tell you. It's good stuff. It's good stuff. I just don't wear it anymore.
Dead
Oh,
bodies.
okay.
Yeah.
It's dead bodies,
Yeah,
cadavers.
it's clothing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, I
And
know how to
shoes, I
sell
would
clothing.
imagine.
I'm good
Oh,
at
yeah,
that.
and a ton of shoes.
Ton of shoes.
Yeah, and
A
all
ton,
that
literal ton.
Yeah, in really good shape. But I mean, and this is the way for you to get your Supreme money back.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maggie does it all the time.
Where do you meet these people though? Do you meet them or you send it?
So I mainly do online and then online and ship, and then there's a store downtown, Memory Lane.
Yeah.
I've got a good connection with them, good relationship, and they buy a lot of my stuff. So yeah, if anybody wants to go down to Memory Lane on 2nd Avenue and buy some Supreme, you can get some stuff as seen on TNR.
So they sell it. They call you up. Hey, we finally sold those two
So
hoodies.
that's on
We owe you
consignment.
X amount.
You're selling it on consignment down
Not
there?
on consignment.
Oh, you've already
They-
sold
they
it to
just
them.
buy it straight
Gotcha.
up.
Gotcha. Okay.
All right, show being brought to you today by Lance's Lock, lanceslock.com. Baseball returns tonight, Mets and Phillies, and then everybody back in action again tomorrow. And then the World Cup on Sunday. Tell us about lanceslock.com.
I mean, we were really rolling in the World Cup until, like, we told you guys we didn't hit a total. We were for 5 on our totals, but we were great regular plays up until the semis. We had France loser. We had England yesterday loser. We bounced back Major League Baseball, and we will have more World Cup action coming up this weekend, but jump on board. Free play every single day at lanceslock.com. It is always brought to you by our friends at Hemp Hill Services. Trust the name. Birmingham has trusted since 1954 for all of your plumbing, heating, cooling. Any of these issues arise, home or business, call Adam, Chad, Andrew, the guys there. Hard to stop a train. For more information, hemphillservices.com.
And our friends at stormrestorationroofing.com, Greg from Pill City, he and Andrea, they own this company. It's been locally owned for over 20 years. They're just good family people with 10 kids. They're able to take care of you and take care of your roofing needs at an affordable price. Find out what that price can be with a no-cost, absolutely free roof inspection from Greg from Pell City. 205-542-3531, 205-542-3531. Roofing repairs, storm damage repairs, roof replacements. He does it all. A-plus rated with the Better Business Bureau. 205-542-3531 or online at stormrestorationroofing.com. And Hoover Toyota brings us a British Open update. Round 1 is underway. Brownie, give us the leaderboard.
Yeah, American Alex Smalley was cruising right along in the lead until he got to 18, and a penalty stroke cost him a double bogey there, so that dropped him all the way to 3 under par. Bryson DeChambeau is at the top of the leaderboard, but in the clubhouse, Dan Brown, he broke the Da Vinci Code in his putting, and he has played well today at 4 under 66. That has him tied with Sung J M, friend of the show, Willie Wilcox, Pell City native, right there on Sung J's bag. That's his caddy there, Sung J M. So those are the guys at the top of the leaderboard. DeChambeau just missed a putt on 18. I'm not sure if that was birdie or par.
By the way, I asked Brown to give me a random Brit. He did not give me Daniel Brown.
Did not. Yep. It's four-round tournament, Lance.
And so I had planned on playing, because I told you guys it's going to be a special moment for England on Sunday. The first Brit is going to win since Nick Faldo, right?
Since Nick Faldo, yeah.
And then England is going to win the World Cup. I meant to go and change all of my golfers yesterday, but I was so shell-shocked.
Yeah, you couldn't do it.
I didn't do it.
By the way, the headline in the newspaper on Sunday will be "Always Sunjay in Birkdale."
If he wins,
it'll be great. That's a leaderboard update brought to you by our friends at Hoover Toyota.
Hey, if you're in the market, new or used, whether it's an SUV, truck, or car, our friends at Hoover Toyota, best inventory out there, best on-site finance department. Get in, see Scott Peoples, those fine folks right there, conveniently located Highway 150 in Hoover. For more information, hoovertoyota.com.
Take the next round anywhere you go with official Next Round gear. Buy yours today at nextround.store.
The insurance company called. They offered you a settlement. Sounds good, right? Wrong. They're counting on you not knowing what your case is really worth. They're betting you take pennies on the dollar because you're scared and overwhelmed. Don't fall for it. Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys has recovered over $2 billion for going to war with insurance companies that try this every single day. Call 659-777-7777 or alexwins.law. Free consultation. You pay nothing unless they win.
Physical office location, Birmingham.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about one of our favorite places for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That is Hamburger Heaven since 1982. Hamburger Heaven has been serving Birmingham's best hamburgers, cheeseburgers, French fries, hand-spun milkshakes, and sandwiches made fresh to order. All of their ingredients are fresh and prepared daily. This includes their beef, always fresh, never frozen, hand-pattied each and every day. For breakfast, lunch, or dinner, visit any of the 4 locations, Highway 280, Irondale, Gardendale, and Homewood.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Never miss anything from the Next Round when you listen on demand through the podcast platform of your choice, Apple, Spotify, iHeart, or Google Podcast, wherever you listen. Always like, follow, subscribe, turn on automatic download so you can catch every part of the Next Round. Listen anywhere in the world, anytime on the Next Round podcast feed, and support the show by following, subscribing, and turning on automatic downloads on any podcast platform. Listen anywhere in the world, anytime on the Next Round podcast feed. Thanks for always making the Next Round a big part of your day.
Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing.
Hey, for all of your IT and printing needs, reach out to our friends at Xerox Business Solutions. Look, I'm still one of those old school guys. I print my notes every single day for the show. If you watch the show here on the Next Round, you see all the notes in front of me. From day one, Xerox Business Solutions, they've been with us here at the Next Round. Local for over 45 years. For all of your IT and printing needs, visit XeroxBusinessSolutions.com or call 205-969-3000. That's 205-969-3000. Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemp Hill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemp Hill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemp Hill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090. Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop, rare quality, well-done service.
Back with you on the Next Round, Innisfree Countdown to Kickoff, brought to you by our friends at Innisfree. 45 days away from Week 0 games, 45 days at Week 0 Saturday. I think there's a Thursday night, maybe an FCS game or something like that. I don't know, but 45 days into that Week 0, your game day tradition is Innisfree Irish Pub in Tuscaloosa and Lakeview. Irish-inspired pub food, the signature Irish gold sauce, and always a world-class atmosphere. Innisfree, 45 days away from kickoff. Also, the show being brought to you by our friends at Odie's, LT.
Odie's Tavern, great place to go for live music every Friday, Saturday. Odie's Fest coming up next weekend. You can purchase tickets at odiesfest.com or just stop in. Either location, you can get them right there. You can get a little discount when you get them on the front side. The original location in Crestline, right there in Mountain Brook. Newest location on Broadway in Edgewood. Great food from Rodney Davis. Enjoy it inside or outside on that patio, from the wings, the burgers, the sandwiches, like the Diablo sandwich, the ice-cold beer buckets full of the Bud Light, and those Odie's famous cup cocktails. Stop in, see Will Haver and the great staff there. Birmingham Institution, it's Odie's Tavern.
I don't know if it's a big deal or not, but it's a state player, 3-star wide receiver, Cedric Simmons, who I think had that big Alabama room, right? Big Alabama fan.
Was he the guy?
Cedric Simmons, three-star wide receiver from Selma High School. Back in June, he picked Auburn. He flipped yesterday to Alabama. Ends up his best chances of going to places, according to On3, was Alabama, Auburn, Purdue, North Carolina, West Virginia. 5'9.5", 195 wide receiver on the recruiting trail yesterday. ACC Media Days going on. Ashton Daniels, who Auburn fans are familiar with right now, QB1, the starter for the Florida State Seminoles, who will be coming to Tuscaloosa early in the season. Here is Ashton Daniels talking about being left off the list from On3 Sports as one of the best quarterbacks in the league.
On3 recently released a ACC quarterback top ranking and left you off the list. Do you take that type of critique as like bulletin board material, and how do you handle negative critiques?
Yeah, I mean, it's stuff that it's such a hard thing to handle, you know, because obviously you see that kind of stuff every single day. That's social media nowadays. That's football. That's how the world is. You see that kind of stuff. But I think, you know, what separates, you know, the best players from the worst is how they handle that kind of stuff. If you sit there and you look at it and you sulk about it, you're not going to get anywhere from it. You know, obviously I saw that, but I don't care. People can say whatever they want to. I don't care. What's going to show is, like Coach said, the actions on the field. And, you know, obviously using that kind of, like you said, as bulletin board material, like, yeah, that's in the back of my mind, but I want to win every single day. I want to show up to the facility, give my best every single day, and that's what I'm focused on.
That's Ashton Daniels. Here's the list from On3 Sports, by the way. Tell me if you would have had Ashton Daniels on the list. Mensa,
no.
The kid from Cal, I can't say his name, who's fantastic. Kevin Jennings, C.J. Bailey, underrated LT. Heichel at Pitt, who was great. Keinholz at Louisville, Angeli at Syracuse, Grunkenmeyer at Virginia Tech, Vazina at Clemson from over at Briarwood. Pribula is at Virginia.
No, not a chance in hell. No, I mean, I think he answered the question the right way.
He handled that very, very well.
Give him a lot of credit for that.
I agree.
But the fact of the matter is Mike Norvell gets worse and worse at the quarterback position each and every year. Ashton Daniels is not a quarterback that is going to win you 7 or 8 games. He is a very, very average, capable backup that is very athletic. This is a guy that completed 57% of his passes last year, and in his career, 24 touchdowns, 22 interceptions. He's just a very average quarterback that does have some experience, and it's amazing where Florida State is. I mean, across the state, Miami goes and gets Darian Mensah out of the portal. Florida State gets freaking Ashton Daniels?
Yeah, you know, he had those 2 random appearances, the Arkansas game where he took over for Jackson Arnold and was 6 of 8, 77 yards. I mean, you know, comes in off the bench, takes over, and plays well. Then he was not good against Kentucky in that 10-3 loss. And then he was terrific. That's the one that got Hugh Freeze fired. Then he's terrific against Vanderbilt.
Yeah, and if you pull the Vanderbilt numbers out,
but he's terrific.
His numbers are terrible.
Oh, yeah, if you take away that Vanderbilt game where he's 31 of 44, 353, 2 touchdowns, no picks, DJ Durkin's debut, all of a sudden,
and I think
this guy's an animal.
Forget that he rushed for 89 yards in the game and 2 touchdowns as well. I mean, he had
4 total
tremendous.
touchdowns, yeah.
But as a quarterback, Auburn was in a position to beat Alabama with him at quarterback, right?
Yeah, but he didn't play.
I misremember that?
No. Auburn could have won that game.
No, I thought he was great with his legs against Alabama.
Yeah, he ran the ball, but he was 18 of 39 passing.
Yeah,
a touchdown and a pick. You can't do that.
Had some drops, if I remember
correctly.
correctly.
But 18 of 39. I mean, that's below 50%.
And he gets another bite at Alabama coming up.
He did have 108 rush yards on Alabama. Yeah. That was what kept them in the game, 23 carries for 108 yards.
Speaking of Mike Norvell, cut number 2. His buyout is $51 million. And I think that's at the end of the year. I don't think it's $51 million now, but maybe it drops at the end of the year. But most people, including my buddy Danny Cannell, who's at ACC Media Days, he said if they don't get to 8 wins, Norvell is fired. It's going to be hard to fire him at $51 million, but I guess Danny knows as an alum they can get the money to do that. Here's Mike Norvell on being in the hot seat at ACC Media Days yesterday.
In reality, the words don't matter. It's about the action, and that's our focus. And you know, I could stand up here and you could say a lot of things, but it's still about what's going to show up, and that's what I believe in. And yes, the last 2 years, as college football has changed, as it's continuing to evolve, we have to be better. And this past season, we showed glimpses of playing at a very, very high level. Had some big wins, some great moments, but also had some disappointing results in some close games and just opportunities that we did not capitalize on. So it's not about me giving a great speech or trying to say the things. It's about what we're going to show up and be willing to do, and that is the focus of this football team. That's the focus of this coaching staff. That's my focus, is pouring everything I have into them, into this staff, into the opportunity that we have in the 26th season. And as I said, I know what it looks like because we've done it. And I know the steps, and I know what we need to do to get back to that level, and I'm very confident in what it's going to be.
Lance, if you and Brown did something for me that allowed me to get paid $51 million as a buyout, what would be the expected tip out to you guys? What would you expect? Because this guy should, whatever numbers in your head right now, should tip Justin Fuente that amount of money because he built Memphis, set it up for this guy to win at Memphis to get the Florida State job. Ryan Silverfield had to go in after Mike Norvell, and now he's at Arkansas, but that Memphis program has gone
You apparently need to tip out Jordan Travis, too.
Yeah, I would say 10% each. I'd take 5.1, 5.1.
I was going to say you and I should split $10 million. So, yeah, we were on the same page there.
I think
and you
good.
keep 41.
This is becoming, or it has become, a train wreck. Again, you go from Jordan Travis, you were undefeated, DJ Uiagalelei, who was very average.
Terrible. Actually, he was terrible.
To Ashton Daniels. Look, Danny Cannell is much closer, obviously, to this program than we are. But if you can't afford to transfer a quarterback, I don't think you can afford $51 million buyout.
If I'm on the hot seat, listen, I'm going to sleep on a $51 million pillow if I'm Mike Norvell, so I'm all right. But if I am on the hot seat trying to save my job, this is not the first half of a schedule you want to have. I don't know how much you've looked at their schedule.
Well, I know it has Alabama in it.
It's got Alabama in it on the road. They've got SMU Labor Day night.
That's a fun game.
I mean, yeah, they play a week 0 game. I don't know why they're playing Mexico State.
They're going to be a short dog at home.
You think they'll be a dog to SMU?
Yeah.
Labor Day night, SMU, so you potentially lose on national TV, big stage there. Bye week, you're at Alabama. That's your bounce back. After Central Arkansas, here's your 3 ACC games. You host Virginia, at Louisville, at Miami. That's before your second bye. I mean,
no way he gets 8 wins.
I mean, if you believe, I'm sorry, Lance, but if you a lot of times you see coaches get fired during bye weeks. Right after at Miami, if they are 1, 2, 3, 4, if they're 3-4, I may go down then.
I think they're 4-8 or 3-9 this year. I really do. And I would assume, I think this kind of puts it in perspective, a 40-40. And I don't think Florida State's in our 40, are they?
I don't know.
I don't.
You have to stay tuned.
I don't think they are.
I don't think they are either.
Yeah. And I mean, I think that shows you everything you need to know. In the ACC, which is very predictable this year with Miami, but outside of that, we were talking about SMU as the number 2 team. How Florida State cannot be a top 40 team right now in college football is embarrassing.
Wow. And you're right, LT. I could easily see 3-9.
Yeah.
To me, they've got to upset somebody to not be 3-9. When your only wins for a season at Florida State could be New Mexico State, Central Arkansas, and Boston College.
Yep. And who knows about BC on the road? Florida State, for whatever reasons, had trouble with Boston College.
I mean, I just think there's a bye week.
That team beat Alabama last year.
Yeah, well, explain that one.
Yeah.
There's a bye week between that Miami game and Clemson game, and I mean, I don't know if Clemson's going to be any good, but you're on the road at Clemson.
No, they're home to Clemson.
Oh yeah, excuse me. Yeah. No, you're home against Clemson.
And by Halloween, I don't know how many Florida State fans are showing up.
Yeah. By the way, though. On that coaching staff, Tom Herman now, he's an analyst. He was a disaster at Florida Atlantic.
He's an overrated coach.
Yeah.
I mean, you're getting Mike Norvell with a different name.
Yeah. Interesting. All right, so there you go. That's Florida State. That's a little bit from ACC Media Days. More today and tomorrow from the ACC Media Days, SEC Media Days. Next week, we'll split our crews up and be at both locations in Tampa and here in Birmingham all next week for you. Here on the next round. Before we do the viewing menu today, our friends at Weight of Wellness want to remind you that you can jumpstart your weight loss. Injection therapy, so important. So many people use it, they have it. A variety of different ones at Weight of Wellness. You can see what they have at aplanforme.com and get a free consultation. Free consultation from Leslie and her board-certified team. Also, they've got meal replacements, protein bars, and so much more. It's all right there. Weight of Wellness, your journey to healthy living. No contracts, no sign-up fees, and that first consultation with Leslie is free. Weight of Wellness, your journey to healthy living. And our friends at Michelson gets us to the viewing menu.
205-969-8100. That is the number that I called way back in 2003. I had the 2200 vision, was legally blind without the aid of contacts, didn't realize that. Got the procedure done. Only took 12 minutes for both eyes. 2015 vision, better than 2020. I've still got that. Dr. Mark Michelson's the one that performed the procedure. Him and Dr. Jim Michelson, best in the business. Make the call that I made. Ask for Amy. Tell her the next round sent you. For more information, 205-969-8100 or michelsonlaservision.com.
All righty. So we have I'm going to go ahead and call the biggest movie of the year today.
Fair.
Odyssey.
The Odyssey.
I've heard the word masterpiece.
Yeah,
wow.
Reviews have been incredible. I wonder, the thing I don't like about Christopher Nolan films is the audio. The audio is muffled sometimes.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's. Have you never noticed this?
I feel the opposite. I feel like the audio in his movies is better than a lot of other ones because there's so much focus on like those big scores.
Yeah. Now I tell you, I went back and watched Insomnia when we were down at St. Martin. That's an underrated film. Early Christopher Nolan with Robin Williams and Al Pacino.
Haven't seen that one.
Oh,
Am I going to need to? I won't need to have read this book, right?
No, you
Okay,
should.
good.
Get the Cliff Notes today.
That's a good thing, then.
96% on Rotten Tomatoes is what I saw.
I saw 98 yesterday. I guess it's gone down a little bit.
Yep, it was at 98 yesterday, and it's dropped to 96, but it's been getting rave reviews. It follows Odysseus, the legendary Greek king of Ithaca, on his long and perilous journey home following the Trojan War, chronicling his encounters with mythical beings such as the Cyclops Polyphemus, Sirens, and the nymph Calypso, while attempting to reunite with his wife Penelope. It stars Matt Damon, Tom Holland, Robert Pattinson, Lupita Nyong'o, Samantha Morton, Zendaya, Charlize Theron, Benny Safdie, Elliot Page, John Bernthal, John Leguizamo, Mia Goth, and also for some reason Travis Scott.
Ensemble cast. Right there.
That makes
Did you
no
say
sense.
nymph?
Yes,
What is a nymph?
it is like some sort of I forget how they describe it.
It's
in the
almost
book.
like
It's
a fairy.
Yeah, it's like a water
Yeah.
fairy.
Oh, okay.
Now you got to put an O on there for going.
It's not what you're thinking of.
Okay. Yeah.
It's not grown man that watches Euphoria.
But yeah, this is shaping up to be the biggest movie of the year.
So will you be there tonight?
I will be. Well, this afternoon rather.
Okay.
Hope it delivers because I feel it's weird that they're mixing a lot of elements from the Trojan War part of the story because that's more so covered in the Iliad than the Odyssey. The Odyssey focuses on Odysseus trying to get back home, and there's plenty in there to make a movie out of. I don't know why we're including the Trojan horse other than Nolan just really wanted to do that scene because he didn't get to do Troy.
Yeah. Is it a CGI Trojan horse? I'm sure.
They were building massive sets. I don't know if
Wow.
the horse in particular was CGI. Although no, I did read that some crew members were cramped in the horse, so it's a real horse.
I did
A real
see
fake
where.
horse, rather.
By the way, what's the runtime on this?
2 hours 52 minutes, and that is because IMAX projectors cannot go longer than 3 hours. So Nolan has stretched this to the just absolute limit of the medium.
I love the interviews with Matt Damon and how grueling and how physical this movie was and how he missed his family and what's a guy making like $30 or $40 million.
They'll understand.
These actors.
Is Anne Hathaway Athena? Which one? Who is the girl from?
People are upset because the Helena Troy's a sister. You know, there's and that's why Tom Holland's come out and he's like all these people that are calling for woke and all this stuff, and now the reviews are great. Are these people going to do a 180 on this?
Oh, absolutely not. They're not even going to go see the movie. You don't need to actually watch the movie to put out a bad review of it if you're going with the political grifter route.
Well, that's pathetic.
How
do you put a review out if you don't see it?
Well, that's what 90% of them are. Any review you see that is like primarily a political slant, like they're going to focus on that and not even go see the movie. Because if you ask them, well, why don't you just go see these movies? It's like, oh, it's a waste of time. All they make is trash. So it's the least informed opinion, but a lot of people run with it and base their own opinions off of those uninformed opinions.
You know what I watched last night? I haven't seen in forever. 1993's A Bronx Tale. Jack had sent me this little meme. And it reminded me he had never seen it before, so we watched it last night. Robert De Niro, Chaz Palminteri, or whoever the guy is that wrote the movie. Have you guys ever seen A Bronx Tale?
Bronx Tale.
Very, very good.
By the way, one episode of Mad Men a day. Usually when I'm woofing down dinner. The one last night, odd timing. And you probably don't even remember.
Did it have something to do with the Brits?
Lane goes out with his friend at the bar. Doesn't want to go. The wife takes him, and England wins the World Cup in 1966.
I remember that episode.
Wow.
That's weird that you would watch that.
I thought it was Lane going to the Playboy Club.
No, that's been earlier. But he's going to this British pub, and all of a sudden they're watching soccer, and then he's very happy that he's there, and they've won the '66 World Cup.
How did he not plan that better?
Hours after I just watched England in modern day time
Not win the World Cup.
Not win the World Cup.
It's not very realistic, right? Lane would have been one of these guys that would have been flexing for the Brits and would have probably planned his day around it.
Would have gone to the game probably. I mean, Tyler would have been there. That is. Anything else?
We've got one more new release on Netflix called The Hawk. It follows Lonnie Hawkins, 2004's top golfer as he struggles to recapture his magic late in his career, refusing to believe he's anything other than one stroke away from golf's greatest comeback. Stars Will Ferrell, Molly Shannon, Fortune Feimster, Luke Wilson, and Chris Parnell.
Yep.
I know
Ashley got
TNR alum. No, wait, I'm thinking of Chris Kattan.
Yeah, no.
Ashley,
Different SNL
in our
quiz.
chat room, Ashley got me into Lucky on Apple TV. Saw the first episode. Not too bad.
I was going to ask you about that, or ask any of you guys, because I know Tyler likes Anna Taylor-Joy, and she is the lead in Lucky. Timothy Oliphant's in it. I think Annette Benningham. It's got a really good cast, and it's got a good premise. I almost threw it on last night. I'm definitely going to watch it. The reviews haven't been great, though.
Yeah, good first episode.
Okay.
Even Ashley admits I don't think Lance and Tyler would like it. He calls you the non-American guy.
Hey, Anya Taylor-Joy is half Argentine, half English. She's a big Messi fan.
Yeah, she's
What's her birth certificate
She's
say?
full hot in the show. Though.
Do you think she's hot?
Wait, the girl that lead person in
Yeah.
Lucky? Yeah, she's hot.
So you think she looks better than Sydney Sweeney?
I do like her better than Sydney
I'll
Sweeney.
actually agree with you
Wow.
on that.
I
Jeff.
think
There
she
you
looks
go.
more like the nymph. I think she would play a great fairy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Like
she
she's got a very unique look, but
Yeah, I think she would make a perfect Princess Zelda.
yeah, I
if they
think
ever
she's
did
married to a
Zelda
Mountain
movie.
Brook guy.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. Well, she's to me hotter than Sydney Sweeney. Better breasts than Sydney Sweeney.
Wow.
Much better face than Sydney Sweeney. Better eyes than Sydney Sweeney.
What about her personality?
I don't know her
I don't know.
She's great in interviews.
That's the first hour of the show. We'll unveil Alabama's opponent in the Ballin and Boutwell game coming up in the next segment as we talk to the opponent head coach who will join the show. We'll do our 40 and 40 later on. The show today being brought to you by our friends at Crane U, LT.
Crane U wants to remind you, if you're curious about that career in the crane industry, the first big step, obviously getting certified, becoming fully compliant. You can do it right there on location at Crane U. They do both the written and hands-on test at their facility in Leeds, so you can get certified with confidence and convenience. Crane U is your all-in-one destination for crane certification success. Inspections, training, certifications, whatever you need, Crane U's got it handled. It's the one call you make and you're good. When you talk to either Nicole or our friend Francis, make sure you tell them the next round sent to you. For more information, craneu.com. That is craneu.com.
Follow Brownie on Twitter and Instagram at Ryan Brown Live.
Facing time for a crime, huh? Got a list of charges looming over your head. 5-0 got your back up against the wall. Them alphabet boys trying to sit you down on that rack. Well, have no fear. The People's Defender is here. Attorney J.B. Brown, powered by Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorney. He meticulously investigates every case and challenges evidence. Dedicated to protecting the rights and futures of individuals facing criminal charges. Hit him up now at thepeoplesdefender.com. Thepeoplesdefender.com.
Physical office location, Birmingham.
Sterling and the fine folks at Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster want to welcome you in for a great lunch or dinner starting at 11 a.m. every day. Chicken that's brined overnight and cooked to order, and the taste of the Delta with those Delta recipe tamales. Champy's is perfect for all your tailgating needs this football season. You can also choose Champy's for your next party, wedding, or birthday. Great food, great people. Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster, and everything online at champyschicken.com.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Next Round shirts, Next Round hoodies, and Next Round hats are all in one place. NextRound.store. Find your favorite piece of gear from your favorite show and put it in your rotation. You never know. You might be in one of our videos showing Next Round gear being worn all over the world. Find all your favorite Next Round gear by visiting NextRound.store. Place an order for you and that big Next Round fan in your life at NextRound.store. Look your best at work, at school, at the stadium, or anywhere you go wearing Next Round gear from NextRound.store.
Hey, let me tell you about our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama. Compassionate and comprehensive urological care with 35 physicians, 17 locations across Alabama. Their patient-centered approach to all of your urological needs. Remember, they've got that new men's health center. It is beautiful, helping men with a wide range of sensitive male issues in a comfortable environment. You can always go online, visit urologycentersalabama.com, schedule an appointment with one of their many urologists today. Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop, rare quality, well-done service.
Remember the name Way to Wellness if you're battling weight loss in your life. I'm Jim Dunaway from The Next Round. There was a time I was over 216 pounds until Way to Wellness helped me lose 45 pounds, and now for over 2 years, they've helped me keep that weight off. Here's their website, aplanforme.com, aplanforme.com. That's a great name for a website because there's no cookie-cutter plan. Everything is designed specifically for you. No contract, no sign-up fees, and your first consultation is free at Way to Wellness.
Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. The Next Round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
All right, in about 9 minutes, we'll unveil who Alabama is going to play in the Ballin in Boutwell. He will, the coach that will be playing Nate Oates will join us, as I try not to mess it up. This hour brought to you by our friends at Central State Bank.
That is the bank that is big enough to meet every need you have, but they are small enough to know you because they are a community bank. Central State Bank, based right there in your community in Central Alabama. So the people that are making the decisions that impact your life are the people that you see in the grocery stores. You go to church with them. Their kids play at the same ball field and go to the same schools as your kid. That's the type of bank you get with a community bank. And anything from buying your first car to starting your own business, Central State Bank is there to help you. Central State Bank, big enough to meet every need you have, small enough to know you. Member FDIC.
The folks at Elite College Football on Instagram, they make the case, and follow me here, that this could be a positive for Alex Golesh at Auburn. They make the case that Auburn was the worst team in college football last year. Okay? The worst team in college football last year. Their point being that they were 5-7, but they had 6 one-score games, 5 against ranked opponents that they lost, that if they had just flipped the script on their one-score games, they would have been 11-1, and their double-digit loss was to Georgia with all those controversial calls. Is there something to be said that if you're the worst team in college football, that possibly the turnaround is quicker, faster for Alex Golesh than it is in some other places just you take over?
Did you say the Bunker did this?
No, this is Elite College Football.
I don't believe this. I don't know about you guys. When I watched Auburn, I didn't think they were particularly close. I think there were a couple of games like the Oklahoma game. There were some interesting calls in a few games.
Specifically the Georgia game.
I think, and the Georgia
game. That didn't factor into this, right? Because that ended up not being a one-score game.
That was a 10-point,
Yeah. I mean,
I look more like at a Nebraska, like if Raiola doesn't go down, like how different is that season at 7-6?
One thing I would say about this, Jim, is, and people will do this in the NFL a lot, they'll be like, just pick a random NFL team, the Titans. Boy, I tell you what, the Titans, they're 1-5 in 6 one-score games. You just flip that around a little bit, and it's, well, I mean, how many one-score games do you play in the NFL? A lot. How many one-score games do you think you play in the SEC? Now, vintage Alabama and Georgia back in the day didn't play a ton of them because they were blowing the doors off a lot of people.
Right.
But when you get to the middle of the SEC, you're playing a lot of one-score games.
You could say the same about Jeff Levy in year 2 at Mississippi State. If they beat Tennessee in overtime,
we do this.
Yeah, they go to 5-0. They lose 2 weeks later at Florida by 2, and then they lose the next week to Texas. They blow that 17-point lead. And
Also
lose
in
by 7.
overtime, right?
In overtime, yeah. So I mean, 3 games right there. You flip those around, and they're 8-5.
So, yeah, and to be fair, we do that all the time for Levy. I mean, we have done that a lot on this show. Been like, man, I think Mississippi State's taken a step forward. They were so close in so many games last year.
And with those close losses, your best player is no longer on the roster.
Well, that was going to be my point. The difference is not just your best player. You lost a couple of your, your future quarterback is gone. You lost at least three receivers that would have been huge contributors. But it was a 7-point loss to Oklahoma, 6 to A&M, 10 to Georgia, overtime loss to Missouri, 7 to Kentucky, overtime loss to Vandy, 7 to Bama. And you got tired of hearing Hugh Freeze that he was close. An interesting way to look at it, but very different there. All right, we were so excited yesterday to announce Ballin and Boutwell, Florida State, and Auburn. Today, we get to unveil who Alabama's going to play, and we're going to sell this thing out quickly to see an amazing matchup, and a guy that we've wanted to talk to for years is about to join us.
Yeah, never been on our show, so I know he's excited about that. All right, these are the Thursday
he's
games.
tuning in right now going, I didn't know Scott Van Pelt's dad worked in the business.
These are the Thursday games we're about to unveil. October 15th, noon tip time, down at Boutwell Auditorium. The Alabama women's team will take on UAH. So an in-state matchup there as the Alabama women will face UAH. And then the Alabama men's basketball team will cap it off 7 o'clock Central Time, Thursday, October 15th, as Alabama faces SEC foe Ole Miss.
All right,
Hotty toddy. Hotty toddy. Tickets go on sale 11 o'clock today. Available at Ticketmaster and ballinandboutwell.com. Ballinandboutwell.com. The coach of those Ole Miss Rebels joins us now. Coach Chris Beard with us on the Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys Hotline. Welcome in. Coach, how are you today?
Good morning, guys.
Good to have you. We appreciate you coming on. Let's start by talking about this event. You've not participated in it. It is a fun event. We've done the games the last several years, and everyone involved in it raves about it. What was intriguing to you about this?
Several things. Familiar with the event, having watched it last year. Thought it was one of the coolest things going on in the preseason exhibition cycle out there. 2, probably more important, just the chance to play quality competition as we're preparing for the season. A lot of respect for Nate, what he does, what he's built at Alabama, what he's sustained at Alabama is probably the most impressive thing to me personally. But we're looking forward to the opportunity.
So when you're building a program, and it's exactly what you're doing, you go from 20 wins year 1, 24 wins, a Sweet 16 appearance, only the second time in the history of Ole Miss basketball, and then you take a step backwards. Can you use that in when you're building a program as motivation or some kind of an angle on, hey, we've got adversity here, but this is just part of the growing process?
Yeah, I think every team – every year is just such a new journey, especially in today's college basketball. I think if we had returned our team or returned the majority of our team, then it would certainly be probably kind of a part of our narrative. But kind of the other side of the coin with this year, answering that question as truthfully as I can. We've talked zero about last season, and I don't anticipate we'll talk any more than zero about it.
Todd Golden started near the bottom of the basketball world. You were a student manager. I love all these guys, and there's just a whole list of them that at one point were student manager or film guys, and now they lead programs. When you were a student manager, and we just had a student who was watching us yesterday that's trying to be one of Nate's student managers in Tuscaloosa. When you were a student manager, other than all the duties that you had, were you studying as well to be a head coach one day there? Did you know that was the dream then?
Yeah, I don't really remember those days in terms of title or role. I know I was blessed to be with Coach Tom Penders, Eddie Orrin, Vic Trilly in those days. Um, I just had great access, to a Power Four basketball program, and will forever be indebted to Coach Penders and EO and Vic for giving me that opportunity. But I wouldn't trade my path for anywhere. I think everybody's got a unique path in college coaching. I've been blessed in a lot of ways, but to be a part of that program early in my career was a blessing.
Did you watch film with them? Did you learn how to like break down tape with them?
Yeah, it would be impossible for you guys to try to think of something I didn't do back in those days. And so, but I'm very appreciative of that. I got an opportunity there that I didn't deserve, and I took advantage of it.
Coach Chris Beard is with us. Ole Miss and Alabama, Ballin and Boutwell. They'll be the Thursday night game. You can get tickets. It's a 7 o'clock tip. Tickets go on sale at 11 o'clock today. Ticketmaster.com and ballinandboutwell.com. Ticketmaster.com, ballinandboutwell.com. Thursday night, October 15th, Alabama and Ole Miss playing Ballin and Boutwell. Tom Penders, I'm not sure all three of us are at this game. I think you and I both were, Dunaway. He was coaching at UAB when he was at Houston, I believe it was, and passed out during the game and got a technical. I mean, that's a weird way to get a technical. He had just a health issue. He turned out fine, obviously. They had to cart him off, but he got a technical for passing out. That's a little harsh. I guess the ref thought he was showing him up.
Yeah, Coach Penner's a tough guy, mentally and physically. I could talk about Coach P all day long, but you're talking about basically a pro baseball player, really, really good college basketball player, Hall of Fame coach. And I think, all the people that I've worked for and worked with, I always try to kind of describe in one sentence, And I think with Coach Penders, there's just a toughness about him, a competitiveness about him. And so, yeah, that wasn't the only technical foul he got. And it probably wasn't the only time that he worked himself to exhaustion over the years as well.
If we're going to talk T's and toughness and competitors, you also coached under Bob Knight in Lubbock at Texas Tech. You mentioned today's college basketball when you were talking about we're going to talk basically zero about last year because everything is so new on a year-to-year basis. How would Bob Knight fare in today's college basketball, and how do you think he would view NIL?
Well, first of all, how he would fare, he'd be just fine. And if anybody says, the game changed or passed him by, no way. 100%. Because that's what Coach did. He adapted. Like, you think of his career from West Point to Indiana and then to Texas Tech, he adapted every step of the way. One of the big ones, is when the three-point line came in. I thought Coach Knight was one of the first guys that did adapt it. And I think maybe that was the year they won the national championship with Steve Alford, the year of the three-point line. So, from the days where freshmen couldn't play to playing, all the different things along the way, Coach Knight, he adapted. Now, with the name, image, and likeness and all that, I think that might be a little bit out of his comfort zone. I know personally he had multiple opportunities over the years, obviously, to coach in the NBA. I don't think I ever talked to him about that specifically, but my relationship with Pat kind of got a PhD in coaching every day and a PhD really in Coach Knight's career and all the experience. And not to speak for Coach or Pat, but I think Coach's view of professional basketball was that he always respected the talent, but enjoyed the college game, the impact he could make on players. So thinking about Bob Knight coaching in this name, image, and likeness world, I cannot visualize that, but I can visualize Coach adapting for sure.
We've read in the offseason about South Carolina's new NIL commitment to basketball, and everybody in this league. You've been through it now 2 or 3 times. You talked about the respect for Nate Oates. In this league, give me your opinion on where the SEC is in basketball terms right now. I grew up in an ACC era. It's not that anymore. The SEC in basketball terms right now for you is what? The grind and everything.
Hell, I think, it's the best league in college basketball. There can be some leagues on a yearly basis that, match the level. I spent 15 years in the Big 12, and I think at that time the Big 12 was. But I think arguably right now the SEC is the best or as good as any league. It's not just my opinion; it's the numbers, NCAA tournament bids, Final Four teams, national champions, NBA draft picks, current players in the NBA. And I really think it's a strength in numbers. And I have a strong opinion on this because, one of the coaches that I've followed here, Andy Kennedy, who's the all-time winningest coach at Ole Miss, had unbelievable teams here. But back in the day where the SEC was sometimes a 2 or 3 bid league, if you look at AK's win-loss record in the SEC, if it happened during today's SEC, I mean, he'd be a top 5 seed for 7, 8 straight years. And so I think, in my opinion, and Coach Cal and Coach Barnes and others would understand this more than me, but from the outside looking in, I really think it's strength in numbers. It's not just the top teams, it's really every team in the league has contributed to this league being a multi bid league. And so it's just, it can't get any better. And I understand the Big 12, nothing but respect. I understand the Big 10, all the leagues. But it's not even an argument when you look at the last couple of years, what the SEC has done. I think we've separated for sure.
The best part about living in Oxford, Mississippi is what for you, Coach? It's a great town. I love Oxford. Great culinary town, cool town. What's the best part about it for you?
Yeah, easy answer on that one. It's the people, period. Just special people that live here. The community is surrounded by the university, and just a lot of really good people. And I've said the same thing accurately everywhere I've coached. But Ole Miss is just a little bit different. It's a place where literally, our players can't go to dinner without just getting approached by a lot of loyal Ole Miss fans. Obviously, there's a lot of other really good things going on in this town other than the people. But to me, that's why I've enjoyed and still enjoy greatly every day getting up here, because just surrounded by just a lot of really good people. No other way to say it.
I think you have to pay. I think you have to pay Lane Kiffin for using the phrase "little different," just a little different. I think
no, not anymore.
I think he copyrighted that at Baton Rouge. Probably not, right?
Yeah, I don't think I need to pay Lane Kiffin anything. I don't know the ins and outs of the contract he has now, but I think he's doing okay on that. I don't think he needs me to pay him.
You
fantastic.
Grew up outside of Dallas. The last time the Cowboys won a Super Bowl, you were a student assistant. Are you a big Cowboys fan? And how amazing is it with those resources and Jerry's love for that organization that they've gone over 3 decades now without a championship or even being in a Super Bowl?
I would say I'm a loyal fan. I grew up in Irving, and that's where the old Texas Stadium was before they moved to Arlington. And so, I was Tom Landry days with Tony Dorsett and others. And then certainly we all enjoyed the ride with Coach Johnson. With Coach Knight in my decade with him and Pat, Coach was obviously really close with Bill Parcells. I think it's accurate to say they were best friends. And so had some cool moments going to Valley Ranch at the time and even a couple of games. But yeah, no doubt about it. I'm a loyal Cowboy fan because I grew up in Irving, Texas.
So we've been doing, the three of us, a show for over 17 years, and there was a time the 2 most difficult jobs in the SEC in basketball were Auburn and Ole Miss. There was never a time that we believed Auburn could win a national championship. Bruce Pearl takes over the program. They go to multiple Final Fours. They're a number 1 overall seed, and you can see the ability to maybe win a national championship. Can you win a national championship at Ole Miss?
Absolutely. Period. We got to get the right players. We got to continue to build the program. And I think the first thing is always belief. And it can't just be the head coach or the point guard. It's got to be the administration, and it's got to be the fan base. And that's why I'm blessed to have the job I have. With Chancellor Boyce, Keith Carter, the athletic director, it all starts with belief. Is it going to be easy? No, but nothing's easy. But I think we've proven in our past jobs, our ability to raise expectations and then produce on those expectations. And that's certainly the plan here in Oxford. It's what we're working on a daily basis. But to answer that question, can we win a national championship at Ole Miss? Absolutely. And if I felt any different, then I shouldn't be the coach here.
Thursday night, October 15th, this version of the Ole Miss Rebels will be on the court against Alabama in an exhibition game, 7 o'clock Central. Tickets go on sale in about half an hour, 11 o'clock today. Ticketmaster and ballininboutwell.com. It will sell out, just 2,500 seats there roughly, ballininboutwell.com. Coach, thank you for the time. We look forward to seeing you there in a couple months.
Guys, thanks for having me on this morning. Hope you have a great weekend.
Yeah, you too. We appreciate it, Coach. Take care. That is Coach Chris Beard, Ole Miss Rebels, with us on the Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys Hotline. Again, Ticketmaster at ballininboutwell.com. If that'll eject quick. Ticketmaster and ballininboutwell.com. Thursday night, October 15th at 7 o'clock. Alabama's women play earlier that day against UAH at noon. So 5 total games, if I count right. Is that right? Yeah, 5 total games. From Tuesday through Thursday there at Boutwell. It's a great event. See everything ballininboutwell.com.
And tickets go on sale in just a second.
11
right?
o'clock.
Yeah.
A little more in a second,
He's
but 11 o'clock.
never going to do stand-up comedy. It took him a minute to warm up.
Yeah. So I think given some time, we could.
I'll quote the great Dennis Green. He is who I thought he was.
Yeah, I mean, look, he's always been an intense guy. He's a hell of a coach. I do think, I mean, you guys would agree. We used to talk about Ole Miss and Auburn are impossible basketball
They were the 2
jobs.
worst jobs in the SEC.
I did think it was weird that they reverted back to 15 and 20 last year. It is a very difficult conference, but I mean, I could see this guy break through again. He was in the second Sweet 16 in the history of the program just last year, 2 years ago.
Well, keep in mind, for a period of time, I think you thought he was the best coach in college basketball.
I did,
and you don't forget that.
Yeah.
You know, you don't forget how you are the best coach in college basketball. So, given the resources, I agree he can win anything at Ole Miss.
Yeah, I still think he's a top 5 coach.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know if he's the best. I mean, it's hard to displace what Dan Hurley has done. Todd Golden has really come onto the scene.
Yeah.
Nate Oates is right there in the mix, but I mean, he's got to be a top 5 coach.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you look past actual records and you know how good a coach is. And before he was at Ole Miss, when he was at Texas and Texas Tech, we thought Chris Beard was one of the best in the game, and that hasn't changed. He's one of the best in the game, and Ole Miss is lucky to have him. And how lucky are we to get Ole Miss and Alabama in an exhibition game, a sneak peek for both of those programs before they play each other in the regular season.
I wonder if there's anything to Beard looking back, because they didn't have the Cody Campbell NIL money when he was at Texas Tech, and he was a half away with Jarrett Culver from beating Virginia and winning a national championship in Lubbock without that money.
I was going to say that if you could take Texas Tech to the Final Four, I don't know what stops you from any program.
But
really.
What can he do with Texas Tech now with their resources?
Oh, gosh, now it's a different job. And you saw it fall off after he left and went to Texas. It started falling off.
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean,
Mark Adams guy, I believe, was the guy that took over.
Still really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. We will do our 4 downs right now, brought to you by our friends at Central Alabama Asphalt. Cheese has our 4 downs today. He'll give it to us in a second. Brownie, tell us about Central Alabama Asphalt.
Yeah, I really want to call one of our friends from Central Alabama Asphalt. Not that they made these decisions, but I want to find out if they know exactly what we're doing at the 280-459 interchange. Cannot figure this one out.
I don't think anybody does.
Yeah.
Well, they painted lanes one way. Now they've covered that up
when I
like halfway. And now we got new painted lanes, and I had to go through there this morning, taking my daughter somewhere, and it was mass chaos.
But those are temporary painted.
Well, but they're not very untemporary unpainted.
But can you guys remember a time 65 South or 65 North from Montgomery, Birmingham, back and forth going to the beach? Because I asked you coming back, how bad was it? And you were like, there was traffic again in Alabaster. Like that construction.
Our lifetime.
Yeah, it really has. And
I
just wonder if we're going to get that with this 280 construction.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this is all about the summit. And getting in and out of the summit and in and off of I-459 in a better way. I don't know, when you guys leave here, I don't know if you always go towards Birmingham, but going out of town or going to Birmingham, when you leave our place, when you get on 280.
Disaster.
It doesn't matter what time of day it is. Oftentimes there's traffic.
Backed
This
up.
is going to clean that up.
Okay, I'm for that then.
At that intersection there.
Well, our friends from Central Alabama Asphalt may have done that job. I don't know. They do a ton of them. They do a lot of the major state, federal government, municipal roadway projects across Alabama. That might indicate to you they don't have time for your smaller jobs, something like a parking pad, a driveway, a parking lot for a church or a community center or something like that. No, sir. They got plenty of time for that. In fact, they've got an entire division dedicated just to that. Same crews, same quality, same no-excuse standards, no matter the size of the job. So from highways to neighborhoods, get an estimate for your job. 205-349-0910, 205-349-0910, or centralalabamaasphalt.com.
First down.
All right, Cheese has the 4 downs. What you got first, man?
So yesterday afternoon, England suffered another heartbreaking loss in the World Cup. My question today is, would you rather be a team like the U.S. every 4 years, low expectations, but you meet those expectations, it's not a hard fall, or be in England, a team with all the resources, all the players, the coaching, but suffer a heartbreaking loss every 4 years?
I think I'll take the heartbreaking loss, just knowing that we've got the resources and going in, we've got a shot. Like, I think all England fans believe this was the year. Like, as an American, I know I will never see U.S. Probably never get to a semifinal.
I don't think you know that.
Oh, yeah, we do. I mean, look, this was by far their best team, and they got to the same round they get to every year. Yeah. Like, it's never going to happen.
And
so I would rather be an England fan.
Since 1967, we won just as many World Cups as the Brits.
It's true. That's an England are tied.
Yeah.
There's something to this. Like, there's something to, on a college football Saturday, turning on the fan base that always seems like they're having fun, but they're never going to win a national championship. I'll give you one, Kansas State. Yeah. Like, I watch Kansas State home games. They seem like they have fun. They're doing that. I don't know why. It's
Iowa
their
State
song.
does too.
Iowa State looks like they're having fun. They're never going to win a national championship. Or had you rather be Georgia before they won one, where you're right on the precipice, but you can never get across the line.
I like to expand the season, though. You know, like
yeah. I want the climb, man. Put me in for the climb. I want to be the in this scenario the American.
True, but I mean, the further you climb, the harder you fall.
We climb to the same point every time.
Look at Cheese. Further you climb, the harder you fall.
Yeah. That's a great headline in the Sun today. Instead of Wonder Wall, Wonder Ball.
Because of the messy pass?
With the crying.
B-A-W-L.
Oh,
ball. B-A-W-L. Got it.
They got Harry Kane on the cover.
Second down.
I didn't like the London Times, whatever. Kane is not able. That gets overplayed.
They didn't do that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Did they really do that?
Absolutely.
Kane is not able?
Yeah.
All-time Lions running back Barry Sanders turns 58 years old today. Who had a bigger impact on the Lions organization, Barry Sanders or Dan Campbell?
We are going to forget Dan Campbell. He is going to breeze by. He's got a massive personality, and I think the risk he takes can be good and bad. And look, he's a player's coach and all that kind of stuff. But Barry Sanders might be the greatest running back we've ever seen. And for them to get to a NFC championship game back in the day with him was pretty amazing.
He almost single-handedly got them there.
Yeah, so I'm like, and they got destroyed by that Washington team.
Did.
But I would go Barry Sanders, not even close to me. For me.
I understand the question because for most of Barry Sanders' career, his Super Bowl was Thanksgiving morning when we got to watch it.
You're absolutely right. That's when everybody got to see Barry play.
Except for, that one great year. And Dan Campbell has changed the expectations, but they were a 9-8 team last year. So it's Barry Sanders easily.
Yeah. I think more fair question would be Calvin Johnson or Barry Sanders, or maybe even Matt Stafford.
That year, Sanders rushed for a career high in touchdowns. That was 91. 1,548 yards, which was not even his career high. But, I mean,
we can't tell you how bad the offensive lines were he ran behind.
Because here's what happened, Cheese, is at the same time Emmitt Smith is running up and down the field in Dallas behind an incredible offensive line.
Yeah, Leon Lett, Eric Williams.
What are you laughing at?
I'm laughing because
Larry Allen.
It just dawned on me. I thought every time I'd look at this tee shots that Target was a player that was hitting, And it's not an error pointing to the golfer's name target hitting. It's where they expect the ball to land in the middle of the fairway.
So you thought some cat named Target was
like,
playing
God,
in the British Open?
Every one of this guy's tee shots.
Ugly ass course. Now maybe on the side, it looks
that's the
like
way they look over there.
Looks like the old Tannehill.
No, that's the way they look over there. Dunaway thought a guy named Target from France was playing really well, right?
On TV3, every tee shot I look up and it's like an arrow pointing to the guy's head and it says target.
Why aren't we playing Target so much?
And I was like, why am I seeing this guy's tee shot every time? And finally I realized they were different clothes. Back to your 4 downs.
3rd down.
With all the new head coaches in the SEC, question is, who leaves a bigger impact year 1, Ryan Silverfield or Will Stein?
Will Stein.
I'll go Will
me.
Stein.
Yeah.
I mean, Dunaway brought up the table that was set with Justin Fuente. You might even be able to go back a little deeper than that, but Memphis is one of those really good Group 5 programs where everybody wins 10 games. I've been a big Will Stein fan watching that offense the last couple of years at Oregon, and if he can come in, and even if you can get some 3-stars that have got experience, they're going to be able to score some points, and that is something that we haven't seen with Kentucky in forever. Stoops did a really good job there, but it was all, when they would win a game, it was 13-10. It was boring. I think Stein's going to have an impact, and I think unlike Stoops, I think he will be able to escape after a 7 or 8 win year.
Yeah, a lot of people are big on Stein. When our coach rankings came out, that is, I don't know about you guys, but from not audience members, but they said it too, but from people just around college football, when we put out both our SEC rankings and our combo SEC Big Ten, I got a lot of, you guys are sleeping on Will Stein. And my response was always, I think he'll do a good job, but he's never been a head coach. How can I rank him?
That's it. Never been a head coach, and it's Kentucky. Combination, what do you really expect? I mean, if he went to a bowl game this year, that would be nice.
I think one day he is coaching one of the Blue Bloods, and we'll all one day line up to win Will Stein's money. He'll have that much of it.
I'll tell you this, and I don't know if you guys agree with this, but let's just say, because I mentioned yesterday, if Michigan did call Dan Lanning, I think he would listen. I don't think he would leave Oregon, but if Michigan, after this year, if you really believe that Kyle Whittingham could be a placeholder for 1 year, if he was out, Dan Lanning took that job, Kentucky goes 6-6. Don't be surprised if Oregon immediately calls Will Stein.
Anytime Oregon comes open, if Will Stein has any modicum of success at Kentucky, he's their first call.
Yeah. I mean, he would be on my short list. Like if Kalen DeBoer, left for Michigan or USC or something like that, I'd have him on a short card of 3 or 4
I need to see a little bit more of that, but
Okay.
just as a head guy, I think he's a great offense coordinator.
But there again, I'll say this, and we said it yesterday, and this sounds insane to say, but if you can do it at Indiana, you can do it at Kentucky. Now, it requires everything Indiana's got. It requires a really good head coach. I don't know if Will Stein is that. It requires investment in the program and in NIL. I don't know if Kentucky, they've got this for-profit arm of their athletic department that's supposed to be revolutionary. But you can't tell me that if you can do it at Indiana, you can't also do it at Kentucky with the same commitment.
Very true.
And same coach.
4th down.
This Sunday, NASCAR will race at North Wilkesboro Speedway. Have not raced there.
This is off the wall.
Have not raced there since 1996. A points race since 1996. The question is, what is a venue in any sport that you would like to see come back?
I wish, as a Dolphins fan, we could get the old school Orange Bowl back. It's been leveled, and they got a baseball stadium on that property now.
That's a great answer, though. It was a better franchise. It was more fun to watch that franchise.
It was.
In that stadium.
And the bowl game, too. I mean, the bowl game felt bigger and better when it was actually played in that old Orange Bowl. Those 80s Orange Bowls. In fact, I will say this. The Orange Bowl was the best bowl of the 80s.
I mean, I won't disagree with that.
I mean, you think about all the, those Big 8 teams playing Florida State or Miami.
Yeah.
And they had a lot of national championship on the line.
Can't argue with that.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Orange Bowl was the best bowl game of the 80s, and it was played in that old venerable stadium.
I would love to see Legion Field recreate one more moment, just because I think we all had so many good moments growing up at Legion Field. Would never happen. I saw footage from the 1971 All-Star game the other day when Reggie Jackson hit one over Tiger Stadium. There was something about Tiger Stadium packed. It looked almost like a prison with the inmates all in the outfield.
I know
there
what
was
you're saying.
something neat looking about that. Not that I ever went to a game there.
But it looked like historic baseball.
It did.
Well, they had that weird where the decks were stacked. It wasn't like the upper deck was kind of recessed a little bit.
Yeah,
the upper deck was right on top of the lower deck.
But much like Legion Field, why did they always paint these old like
I don't
army
know.
green, the
Army
drab
green, yeah.
green?
Just so dark and drab. Yeah.
First of all, unbelievable answer or unbelievable question with North Wilkesboro pulling that and tying this and everything. That is tremendous. I would love to be able to be dropped into an Iron Bowl at Legion Field, to an Orange Bowl. There was something about when the Seahawks became a franchise, the old Kingdome, a game there when they invented the wave.
That the Kingdome?
That would have been fun.
I also would have rather seen a Mariners game in their height in the Kingdome than a Seahawks game, believe it or not.
Wow. With Griffey and the
Buhner,
unit and
Edgar Martinez, Omar Vizquel. I mean, those really good teams.
So I love stadiums, but for me, it would be the 1979 Houston Oilers, Love You Blue, Astrodome.
House of Pain.
Yeah, shaking the blue pom-poms, singing Love You Blue.
Nick agrees with you in the chat room. He says Astrodome. Something about that place always stuck with me.
Yeah, that would be the one I would want to go back to.
And baseball looked terrible there. You went to Old Chicago Stadium. Like, Chicago fans will swear, like, that was the venue that had the most character. It was the loudest. It was intimidating.
And that was the one like an opera house, Brown, where it
was stacked.
It was like an old stadium where it was stacked, and there were some obstructed views and a lot of standing room only. But that's a brilliant question by you.
Where I never want to go back to, the Big A, to watch the Rams play in Anaheim. I went one time.
The combo stadiums like this
shithole.
This generation didn't grow up with the combo baseball football stadiums.
That's right.
And the football stadium always got the short end of the stick.
Oh, football at Fulton County? Come on.
Terrible. We've always said it. You were closer to the field in the end zones than you were on the 50. You had a better seat in the end zone.
Amazing that you had to share stadiums.
Oh yeah, I mean, and but football always got the short end of the stick. They had to play on the dirt infield. They had the worst setup. It was a much better setup for baseball than football. It was just, those were terrible, terrible years.
Do y'all recall the name of that baseball stadium way, way back in the day that was like 150 yards at the sides, but it was like 400 or 500?
Is it Ebbets?
Polo Grounds?
Polo Grounds,
Polo
maybe.
Grounds.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
They
it was
brought something back to Polo Grounds.
Yeah, it was a real long and narrow field.
Yeah, like 300 down the lines and 450 in center.
Yeah. I think at a period of time it didn't even have an outfield fence.
Nobody could hit it over it anyway.
Yeah. You let it roll forever.
Chase the ball.
Yeah, let it roll forever. All right, that is Four Downs, brought to you by Central Alabama Asphalt. Quick leaderboard update brought to you by HooverToyota.com.
Yeah, if you're in the market, new or used, our friends at Hoover Toyota, whether it's car, truck, or SUV, they can help you out. They've got an incredible inventory. They've got an on-site finance department. The parts and service department is fantastic as well. Get in, see Scott Peoples, all the fine folks. Tell them the next round sent you for more information. HooverToyota.com.
Sanjay M. and Englishman Daniel Brown tied for the lead at -4. Bryson DeChambeau had a par putt he missed on 18 to drop back to -367. Did not speak with the media after the round. Told them my comments will be available on my YouTube channel. Bryson DeChambeau, man, he's a weirdo. He's one of a kind.
So they don't have a financial penalty, apparently, for talking to the media.
Apparently not. So Bryson said, you get him on my YouTube channel. He's part of a large group at 3 under par, just one shot back at the lead.
Cornier, in your opinion, Brown, always Sanjay and Birksdale, or When Will Stein's Money?
I like Sanjay better. Did you ever watch When Ben Stein's Money? I never watched that show. Did you? I never watched it.
And only watched one episode of the Sunny in Philadelphia and hated it. I know a lot of people like it. It's obviously been rolling for a long time.
long time. All right, when we come back, our 40 and 40 team, we will get to that today. Also brought to you by HooverToyota.com. And our spotlight is still to come as ACC Media Days roll on. But the show today being brought to you by our friends at the Walk-Ons, Adams Beverage, Anheuser-Busch, Budweiser, and Bud Light, and the folks at Folds of Honor, Alabama. Get by there and enjoy an ice-cold Budweiser or Bud Light, $2 bottles, $3 drafts. Proceeds go to benefit Folds of Honor, Alabama. Also, QR codes everywhere where you can make a donation. Every dollar that you spend at Walk-Ons 280, Walk-Ons Stadium Trace, and Walk-Ons Trustville, portions of that will go with benefit Folds of Honor, Alabama, and that QR code, you can make an extra donation with our great friends at Walk-Ons, Budweiser, Bud Light, Adams Beverage, and, of course, the folks at Anheuser-Busch.
Follow Dunaway on Twitter and Instagram at Jim Dunaway.
You know, sometimes injury attorneys get a bad rep, being called ambulance chasers, showing up to the accident scene before the EMTs get there. At Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys, this ain't that. We get enough cardio, no need to chase ambulances. Look, if you're injured in any type of accident, don't accept a dime from the insurance company. Hit up the gators of the litigation situation. Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys. Call 659-777-7777 or AlexWins.law.
Call me, Alabama. Physical office location, Birmingham.
Sterling and the fine folks at Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster want to welcome you in for a great lunch or dinner starting at 11 a.m. every day. Chicken that's brined overnight and cooked to order, and the taste of the Delta with those Delta recipe tamales. Champy's is perfect for all your tailgating needs this football season. You can also choose Champy's for your next party, wedding, or birthday. Great food, great people. Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster, and everything online at champyschicken.com.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Never miss anything from the next round when you listen on demand through the podcast platform of your choice. Apple, Spotify, iHeart, or Google Podcasts. Wherever you listen, always like, follow, subscribe, and turn on automatic downloads so you catch every part of the next round. Listen anywhere in the world at any time on the Next Round podcast feed, and support the show by following, subscribing, and turning on automatic downloads on any podcast platform. Thanks for always making the next round a big part of your day. Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing.
Hey, for all of your IT and printing needs, reach out to our friends at Xerox Business Solutions. Look, I'm still one of those old school guys. I print my notes every single day for the show. If you watch the show here on the Next Round, you see all the notes in front of me. From day one, Xerox Business Solutions, they've been with us here at the Next Round. Local for over 45 years. For all of your IT and printing needs, visit XeroxBusinessSolutions.com or call 205-969-3000. That's 205-969-3000.
Remember the name Way to Wellness if you're battling weight loss in your life. I'm Jim Dunaway from the Next Round. There was a time I was over 216 pounds until Way to Wellness helped me lose 45 pounds, and now for over 2 years, they've helped me keep that weight off. Here's their website, aplanforme.com, aplanforme.com. That's a great name for a website because there's no cookie-cutter plan. Everything is designed specifically for you. No contract, no sign-up fees, and your first consultation is free at Way to Wellness.
Hey, let me tell you about our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama. Compassionate and comprehensive urological care with 35 physicians, 17 locations across Alabama. Their patient-centered approach to all of your urological needs. Remember, they've got that new men's health center. It is beautiful, helping men with a wide range of sensitive male issues in a comfortable environment. You can always go online, visit urologycentersalabama.com, schedule an appointment with one of their many urologists today.
Back with you on the Next Round as we roll on today. Show being brought to you in part by our wonderful friends at Urology Centers of Alabama. 70 great years of compassionate care. UrologyCentersAlabama.com. You can get by there right now and find out how they can help you stay on top of your prostate health. 1 in 8 American men impacted by prostate issues. Early detection can oftentimes save your life. They also do testosterone treatments, everything from kidney stones to prostate health and everything in between. A dedicated men's health center, a standalone building just for the men out there. You can check it out, 10 locations, but they do women's care as well at one of their locations there, or all of their locations there. Check them out online to see what they can do for you, and make an appointment today, 205-930-0920, Urology Centers, Alabama.com. Big, great sponsor of our show. Chris Beard earlier on the show, as we announced, Alabama and Ole Miss will play each other, Ballin and Boutwell at the Boutwell Auditorium. Florida State Auburn, we announced that yesterday. Auburn ticket sales already going great. Alabama ticket sales go on sale today at 11 o'clock Central Time. That website, again, Brownie, is where?
BallinInBoutwell.com or Ticketmaster is where you can go either place.
HooverToyota.com brings us our 40 and 40 every day. Tell us about HooverToyota.com as we unveil our number 32 team today.
Yeah, Hoover Toyota, again, they've got the best inventory out there, whether you're in the market for new or pre-owned, and it could be car, SUV, or truck. I was just talking to somebody in our office that is in the market. They're going to see our friend Scott Peoples over the next couple of weeks. For more information, just stop in, see them right there on Highway 150 or online, HooverToyota.com.
All right, so we count down all the way to number one, which will be the number one team will be unveiled the day of our big, bold prediction day, the day before week 0 as we're counting down. Today we're at team number 32. This week we've given you TCU, Boise State, Illinois at 33. Number 32 comes in from the Big 12. It's Arizona and the Wildcats. Here's Arizona head coach Brent Brennan on his quarterback, little Noah Fafita.
I think we're incredibly blessed to have a quarterback like Noah Fafita that definitely has a Heisman resume. And when I think about, and some of you all can check that data in front of you because I think we passed out a resume to everybody in the building. But Noah Fafita is the best story in college football. He's an incredibly good football player, but he's also this rare human being that chooses the right things every day. Like, he always finds ways to do extra to give. And I think that's rare in today's day and age. I think so many kids are just taking all the time, and I get it. That's the culture, that's life. But this young man, he doesn't only kick ass on Saturdays, he kicks ass every single day of the week. And he is as special as it gets.
That's a great day. Kick ass every day of the week.
I think Fafita is limited in this. Look, fifth-year guy, he's put up a ton of numbers, but he's one of those guys, and I go back, I'll never forget the game was in 2024 against BYU. When you get pressure on him up the middle because of his small stature, they list him at 5'10".
Yeah, he's not 5'10".
It's more Kyler Murray. He might be 5'8.5", and maybe $180. You get pressure on him up the middle, that pocket collapses. He's got serious issues, but he has a ton of experience. He's got an incredible rat tail. That guy right there, Brent Brennan, has done a really good job. Very solid at San Jose State. 3 wins in year 1 and then 9 wins. Only the third time in program history they've gone 9+ wins. And what they've got, I think the biggest thing to look at, Brown, Seth Dagey, their head coach. You guys remember the former Texas Tech quarterback, or excuse me, offensive coordinator, I should say. Year 1, over 400 yards and 32 points per game. And to bring back Noah Fafita for his 5th year in year 2 of Dagey's offense, this offense is going to be really good.
Ross says Noah Fafita feels like he's been at Arizona for 15 years. It really does feel that way. But
4-year starter that hasn't left.
And that's the remarkable thing. That's what I was going to say is the remarkable thing is he's actually been there 5 years now. He had a redshirt year where he only played in the allowed 4 games. And pretty much from that moment on has been their starter. And it's pretty – I know he's undersized. I know maybe he doesn't handle pressure up the middle well. But it is pretty remarkable. Nobody has snatched him away from Tucson.
Yeah,
even in a coaching change, by the way. Yeah. Now, that was after his first year as a full-time starter. But when Jed Fish left and went to Washington – I mean, heck, even Fish taking him with him.
I think the offense will take them to 8 or 9 wins again this year. But when you look at the schedule, it's a really difficult schedule. What's interesting is they've got the TV networks listed on their first 5 games.
Yeah.
Who would have thought TNT and HBO Max would be involved?
That's right. But they got to find Arizona.
They got to go to BYU, to Texas Tech. They host Utah, and they've got to go to Kansas State. So, like, the schedule by Big 12 standards is a brutal Big 12 schedule.
Yeah, especially BYU so early. I mean, that's a maker. I don't know if it's make or break, but it's such a big turning point game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it is. I mean, it could get you by. In that conference, that one loss to BYU could have you behind an 8 ball. You don't get out from behind in terms of the Big 12 game.
If they had Kansas State schedule, I could see Arizona actually playing for the Big 12 championship. I really could with that offense, but because of the schedule, I think it's going to be really, really difficult.
And from Halloween on, it's scary. Texas Tech, TCU, Utah, Kansas State, Arizona State.
Yeah, and Arizona State's going to be better than they were last year.
Yeah, and Kansas State sneaky good with also a long-time starting quarterback who has stayed at Kansas State. Utah is some people's pick. TCU is some people's pick. And Texas Tech's a monster.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I think the number is 70 touchdowns, 20 interceptions. I mean, he does a good job, Fafita, of taking care of the ball.
He's a really, really good college quarterback.
This is one of those teams that if you're a Big 12, if they were in the SEC, let's put Arizona in the SEC, and I don't even know who would you compare them to in the SEC. They'd be the team you'd be scared to play. Like, I don't think they're as good as me, but on their best day, they can absolutely
almost
beat me.
Like Mississippi State last year.
Yeah, I think they're better than
do
State,
too.
but I don't know which team I would make them. But you get what I'm saying, right? Maybe they're Missouri level with a better quarterback, and you're like, Auburn. Maybe Auburn, I don't know, under Hugh Freeze. I don't know, but you get what I'm saying, right? They're the team that every Saturday you're like, God, we got to play Arizona. We're better than them, but boy, they could beat us.
Jordan Hare on a Saturday, probably a little more difficult than what you get in Tucson.
And bear down.
But because I brought up Seth Deggy, your defense coordinator last year, Danny Gonzalez, year one goes from 13th total defense in the Big 12 to 2nd. So these coordinators that Brent Brennan has hired are having a lot of success. But again, the schedule is so difficult. And I did get this from because the reason I wanted to point this out is I think the offense is going to be really, really good. But I got this from collegefootballnews.com. Brent Brennan is 13-5 when they score 20 or more. He's 0-7 when they don't in his 2 years. So they're going to score 20. I would be shocked if they don't score 20 in every game outside of maybe Texas Tech, Utah, BYU.
The big ones.
Yeah.
The big ones. But number 32 in our rankings, I think it's a fair spot. Voted on by you guys. In our rankings, we'll go to 31 to wrap up the week tomorrow here on the show. One more college football thing to get to in this segment, being brought to you by our friends at New York Butcher Shop. Tell us about New York Butcher.
I had a buddy of mine, lives up in Decatur yesterday. I had a conversation with him on the phone for the first time in a minute, and he said, do you really eat that much steak? I was like, it's only, I'm trying to eat more protein. It's only twice a week. Sometimes it breaks to 3 times a week. But I'm telling you, if you get in there and you check the price point, much more efficient than eating out. Fresh meat, specialty items, the huge deli sandwiches you can get for lunch or dinner to go. Fantastic selection of fine wines and dessert. The weekend is almost here. Stop and see Jim and the great staff of Butchers. Original location, Cava Heights, Highway 119 in Greystone. Rare quality, well-done service. It is the New York Butcher Shop.
True or false, Jeremiah Smith is the greatest receiver in Ohio State Buckeye history?
It's false.
And you would say that is Chris Carter?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep. And Jackson
Smith and Jigba.
He's not as good as JSN. There's no way.
But, I mean, he could be, with a year this year.
Yeah, maybe.
You could put him there.
It doesn't even have to be a great year for him to be the statistical
I believe that.
all-time leader at Ohio State.
I bet Chris Carter's numbers are pedestrian, but he was great.
From Bussin' with the Boys graphic here, I saw this yesterday. He has 39 receptions from being the all-time receptions leader at Ohio State. He's 341 yards from being the all-time receiving leader at Ohio State. And he's 9 touchdowns away from being the all-time touchdown leader at Ohio State. The 3 biggest receiving categories, 39 catches, 341 yards, and 9 touchdowns from leading all the categories at Ohio State.
That's early October. He probably hits those milestones. But I even look in the league right now. You asked me about Garrett Wilson the other day and how quarterback hamstrung he's been.
We didn't even mention him.
Incredible. Yeah. Chris Olave has been quarterback hamstrung. I mean,
you go back, Terry Glenn.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's David Boston. You remember David Boston that played receiver there? I mean, they've always got, they're like LSU. They have always got good
receivers. The guy that I
can't
stand on ESPN played into his 40s with Tampa Bay.
Oh, Joey Galloway.
Yeah.
I mean, no, they've always had really good receivers. The fact that actually.
And Marvin Harrison Jr.
Yeah. All those names we mentioned, the fact he's going to be on the top is incredibly impressive.
I think he could be. Like, if you ask me, I would say it's really going to be tough to beat Chris Carter. Based on what we saw with Jackson Smith and Jigba last year, it's going to be really tough to beat him. But just pure the physicality of Jeremiah Smith. I mean, when he was playing as a true freshman, he looked like he was 25.
Maybe the next Ohio State receiver is Monshun Sells. He makes his announcement tomorrow, choosing between Indiana, Texas, Ohio State, Alabama. Alabama's on the list. I personally don't think they have a chance at him. Indiana, Texas, Ohio State. Take your pick.
Yeah.
By the way, 5-star receiver Easton Royal has been committed to Texas since 2025. He's about to announce whether he's sticking with Texas or going to LSU or Florida. Some of the big announcements straight ahead in recruiting. But Monshun Sells, number 7 player, number 2 wide receiver in this class. And he could be on his way to Ohio State or Indiana, which is surprising, or to Texas.
The next great one is going to be Chris Henry Jr., and you'll see it this year. He will be
obviously the son of the old Bengals receiver.
He'll be a second or third team All-American this year because he's going to get so much one-on-one coverage with Jeremiah Smith. And I think you will see a massive impact from Chris Henry Jr.
Did the senior, did he play at West Virginia?
He
Is that
did,
right?
yeah. Yep.
Yeah, so West Virginia probably doesn't get him as a legacy player.
No,
You probably don't think so.
Final hour of the show coming up, including our college football spotlight today, as we work our way through the round 1 of the British Open as well, being brought to you by our friends at HooverToyota.com. Another leaderboard update. Brownie, I did see this as part of it. It's the first major in 37 years without Tiger or Phil. Did either one of them play in the U.S. Open?
Oh, I don't think so.
No,
I don't
that
think
can't be
Phil
right
did
because
either,
Phil has not played all year, basically.
Yeah.
He's not played in any of the majors.
So maybe it's the first British Open since 1989 without either one of those. But I saw it was the first major. I didn't think that was correct because they didn't play in the U.S. Open together.
No, actually, the Masters was. They didn't even play in the Masters.
Phil played in the Masters.
No. I don't think so.
I think he did.
I think he did, yeah.
Was that the last one he played in?
I think so.
Yeah, I think he played in the Masters.
Okay. So then the PGA would have been
I think he
it.
played in the PGA.
Did he?
Yeah. I think it was.
I thought he'd been off for a while, but maybe I'm wrong.
I thought it was the Open, but 37 years, long time.
Yeah.
It's weird seeing still a golf tournament without either Phil or Tiger out there playing. Obviously, Tiger for health reasons, and Phil.
There's a lot going on there.
For a lot of reasons.
Yeah. 4 under par for Sanjay M. and Daniel Brown in the clubhouse there with 4 under par 66s. Not a lot of guys making a charge on the course. Rory McIlroy is out there right now, but he's won over. The wind, as it often does, is picked up in the afternoon. So the morning guys got a little bit of an advantage out there. So those are the guys that are in the lead. Bryson DeChambeau was at 4 under until he bogeyed the 18th. He is in the clubhouse with a 3 under 67. Those are your leaders right now at Royal Birkdale.
HooverToyota.com bringing you the leaderboard update today and tomorrow.
Yeah, make sure you stop in and see our friends at Hoover Toyota. Great selection, the inventory. For more information, stop by. See them Highway 150 for more information. HooverToyota.com.
Follow LT on Twitter at @TheLanceTaylor.
Dump trucks, delivery vans, tankers, 18-wheelers, 35 types of commercial vehicles share the road with you every day. When one hits you, trust me, the company's lawyers are already moving. You should be too. Over $2 billion recovered. Alexander Shunnarah trial attorneys are ready to fight for you. Call 659-777-7777 or visit alexwins.law for your free case evaluation. Don't wait. Alexander Shunnarah trial attorneys. 659-777-7777. alexwins.law. Physical offices, Birmingham.
Sterling and the fine folks at Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster want to welcome you in for a great lunch or dinner starting at 11 a.m. every day. Chicken that's brined overnight and cooked to order, and the taste of the Delta with those Delta recipe tamales. Champy's is perfect for all your tailgating needs this football season. You can also choose Champy's for your next party, wedding, or birthday. Great food, great people. Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster, and everything online at champyschicken.com.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Next Round shirts, Next Round hoodies, and Next Round hats all in one place, nextround.store. Find your favorite piece of gear from your favorite show and put it in your rotation. You never know, you might be in one of our videos showing Next Round gear being worn all over the world. Find all of your favorite Next Round gear by visiting nextround.store. Place an order for you and that big Next Round fan in your life at nextround.store. Look your best at work, at school, at the stadium, or anywhere you go wearing Next Round gear from nextround.store. Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop, rare quality, well-done service.
Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing.
Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemp Hill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemp Hill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemp Hill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090.
Remember the
That's
name Way to Wellness if you're
205-229-2090.
battling weight loss in your life. I'm Jim Dunaway from the Next Round. There was a time I was over 216 pounds until Way to Wellness helped me lose 45 pounds, and now for over 2 years, they've helped me keep that weight off. Here's their website, aplanforme.com, aplanforme.com. That's a great name for a website because there's no cookie-cutter plan. Everything is designed specifically for you. No contract, no sign-up fees, and your first consultation is free at Way to Wellness.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. The Next Round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
Final hour of the show brought to you by our friends at Champy's World Famous Fried Chicken, Highway 119 in Alabaster. Traffic time on I-65. Get off at that Alabaster exit or even at the pump exit before that and go down 31 to get to Champy's Place on Highway 119. It's a great place to take a break from driving to the beach. If you're driving from Indiana, home of the national champions, Kentucky, Tennessee, and you're listening to us now, North Alabama, and you're heading to the Gulf this weekend, stop off at Champy's or on the way home. Open 7 days a week and enjoy great Southern fried chicken, brined overnight, cooked to order. It's got the hand-cut chicken fingers as well, the Mississippi Delta recipe, tamales, in-house made sides, and so much more. Champy's Chicken, champyschicken.com, and perfect for lunch, dinner, and for tailgating, which is 45 days away in our Innisfree countdown to kickoff. We'll do our spotlight here, Tyler, in just a second, if you'll get that ready to roll here. Earlier in the show, Alabama, Ole Miss was announced, along with Florida State, Auburn yesterday, Ballin and Boutwell. Tickets have just gone on sale. One more time, give that out for the Bama fans who need to be in there before the Ole Miss fans buy it all up.
Ticketmaster or Ballin? ballinboutwell.com. No, wait a minute. That's their I was looking at their Twitter handle and it threw me off. ballinandboutwell.com. Let me do that all over again. Ticketmaster or ballinandboutwell.com. I don't know if Auburn sold out yesterday. I'm not certain of that, so you may could still check on that if you're an Auburn fan for the Wednesday night game against Florida State. But both these events will sell out. Yeah. So ballinandboutwell.com.
And not a bad seat in the house.
No.
Not a bad
Everything's
seat
right
in the
on top of it, yeah.
And for the Sanford fans out there as well, they've got a good game with Alabama A&M. All exhibition basketball. First look at that Alabama and Auburn team that's been reworked through the offseason. Both of them are expected to be really, really good.
Can I ask you a random question before you start?
Absolutely.
Just because you guys were the first to ever point out, y'all were really good at identifying toupees.
Toupees, yeah.
and Landon Donovan.
No, it looks real. Right there.
No, Landon Donovan's hair.
Oh, he admits it. Yeah.
Yeah, no, but I'm just saying, is it good or not? Like, if you didn't know Landon Donovan,
no, it's not a good toupee.
See, I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not good at that stuff.
Yeah. Like I don't think I never saw him bald. But you could tell it was a toupee. He even referenced it. I forget what it was. It was one of the early games, the first American game.
You never saw him bald? Like, if you see pictures, I don't know if you can pull it real quick.
Yeah,
but
back when he was playing, he was balding.
No, yeah, he was balding.
But I mean, just a couple of years ago, he was basically, I mean, it was almost like a fine bomb.
Yeah.
How far back it went. I don't know if he went to Turkey or what he got done.
I just pulled up a Fox Sports photo of him.
Pull it real quick,
that's
for our listeners.
Yeah, the thing I look for on toupee is when it looks like it folds under right over the forehead, and that one 100% does. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, there it is.
Easy spot right there.
I guess.
Yeah. That's the picture I was looking at. Yeah. Easy
He
spot.
even joked that very first game outside of SoFi Stadium, there was some play in it, and he goes, that was more fake than my hair or something like that.
I like that he embraces it. Yeah.
I would never, like, I don't know. You guys were the first. I remember you guys talking about Bill Self.
Yeah.
And I just never could identify that.
Easy on Self.
Yeah, it was really hard on Self to start with.
Until he sweats.
Yeah. Really easy on Landon Donovan. Yeah. All right, hit the spotlight, man. Let's do it.
The College Football Spotlight.
It is presented by our guy, Alexander Shunnarah, trial attorneys, Shunnarah.com. Shunnarah.com. That is the place to go when you face any legal issue. Alexander Shunnarah is a guy you probably think of as a personal injury attorney. Certainly, he has done well in that arena. But he does so much more. What about bad drug and device claims, fire and storm damage, workers' compensation, employment? The list goes on and on and on with Alexander Shunnarah trial attorneys. You don't pay a dime unless they win your case either. Shunnarah.com. Shunnarah.com.
Okay, yesterday we also had the dropping of the annual CBS Sports hot seat list in college football for all of college football, all 138 coaches. And they do it every year. They've done it every year where, you're broke down into 5 categories: untouchable, safe and secure, all good for now, pressure is mounting, start improving now, or win or be fired. I guess that's 6 categories they've gone to now. And every coach is a ranked tier. The one that is the hottest seat, pretty easy to tell, isn't it? It's Mike Norvell.
Mike Norvell was what I was going to say. Yeah, probably.
I think Luke Fickell's got to be there. I think Dave Aranda.
Yeah. I think there are a few, but I think Norvell would probably be the hottest of the hot.
I mean, based on really good jobs and where they are right now.
Those are the 3 hottest seats of major college football, the ones you just did there. Kalen DeBoer goes into the 3 category. Pressure is mounting. Fair or not fair?
No, pressure is mounting, but he just had a contract extension, which means the buyout just grew. So you do have to have the economic sense to say that he ain't getting fired, but pressure is certainly mounting. I would say that's a fair statement.
135 FBS jobs right now, anybody that wins 11 games, goes to a conference championship game, and wins a playoff game, how many would be celebrated? 95%?
Maybe Ryan Day not, maybe Kirby not. I think we've seen it with Kirby. Yeah, it's probably at least 95%,
but,
if not more.
You brought up when we were talking about Ashton Daniels and heard that cut, like he's going to have another shot at Alabama. Like that's one of those games. If Alabama lost early in the month of September, on the road against Kentucky, Florida State at home, or South Carolina at home, and look, I mean, it's a different world of college football. That's all in play. But I don't – that would be such a devastating loss.
Yes, it would.
In year 3 for Kalen DeBoer.
No, pressure is mounting. There's no doubt.
Yeah.
And again, I'll say this often. I said it the other day off the show. Somebody in our chat was the first audience member I saw say this. The first time I saw a person say this. The problem with Kalen DeBoer is every coach in America is compared to their peers except Kalen DeBoer. He's compared to the guy he followed. And that is going to be impossible to live up to no matter what you do.
Pressure is mounting also for Dabo Swinney at Clemson. Fair or not fair from CBS Sports?
I'd say fair. I mean, I think they have badly underperformed versus what he did at the height of that program. Again, what do you do with if it got to the worst case here? What do you do with a guy that brought you that level of success? I mean, you don't fire him.
You can't fire him.
You have to. there's got to be a mutual agreement there.
Yeah, and I just don't think Dabo is one of those guys that wants to do a mutual agreement. Maybe he gets to a point where he's just sick of NIL and the landscape of college football, and he ends up tapping out. But, I mean, the fact of the matter is, he's just a victim of his own success. We were completely wrong, by the way. Phil Mickelson has not played this year. Brown was right for us to challenge you on your golf knowledge. Was not smart. But I was going to say, just looking at Phil Mickelson, he's won one major in the last 12 years.
Yeah, but he's in his 50s.
I was going to say, but he's got an excuse because he gets old in golf. Like, where Dabo Swinney is, you don't have an excuse to go 7-6 last year.
No, you don't. I mean, that is a really good comparison. Like, it's going to fall off for a golfer or a tennis player or Messi because of age, but when you're a college football coach, Dabo could still be in his prime. And again...
And 2019 is a long time ago.
It is. And a lot of this, Jim, is Dabo's fault. Dabo decided, I don't like NIL. I don't like the transfer portal. And he was very slow to embrace those things. And we said it on this show, like, this is going to be the ultimate test. Can you still win at an elite level, not embracing the way everyone else is doing it? The answer for Dabo was no. And I would say the answer for anyone is no.
Steve Sarkisian is all good for now. He doesn't go into that pressure is mounting category according to CBS Sports. Fair or not fair?
Fair right now, but if he goes 9-3 again this year, misses the college football playoff, he's right there.
I don't think, would you say there's probably not a buyout number that keeps him safe at Texas? I'm not saying he's getting fired this year, but
I would agree.
The way I would ask that question is there's never a situation where Sarkisian is going to avoid being fired because they don't want to pay the buyout.
Yeah, and I don't think he should be on a hot seat at all, even if he goes 9-3 this year. But that's just going to be the fact of the matter because people are going to look around and they're going to be like, well, he had 2 good years at Texas where he goes to college football playoffs, but now it's been 3 years since he got to one. And look, with that talent, I don't know how he can miss a college football playoff. I think it might be the most talented roster in all of football.
And don't you anticipate their preseason number 1?
I think they are.
Probably so.
Yeah. So, I mean, that only adds to the pressure, right?
I don't know. There's a lot of teams that could be preseason.
Okay. Well, they're preseason number 2, probably, if they're not number 1. And don't you think they're going to be picked next week in Tampa? I mean, so I think he's going to have all of that. I think he's going to be picked to win the SEC by the media. He's going to be, I think, preseason number 1, Heisman candidate quarterback. I mean, it's everything.
Most secure coach in college football, Kirk Cignetti or Kirby Smart, according to CBSSports.com.
I would say Cignetti.
Yeah, Cignetti's a 0.22, 0.1 for Kirby Smart.
Kirby hadn't won a national championship in 4 years.
Both of them uber secure.
Yeah.
No, but it is
Kirby
funny.
the most secure.
I have talked to Georgia fans that believe they don't think Kirby maybe wins one more, which one more would be huge.
Oh, my gosh. I'd give him 4, right?
But a lot of people think that Kirby's championships, as far as national championships, are probably behind him. It's just sad where we are. Guys like DeBoer, they get shit on. People are starting to say Kirby has lost his fastball and he's been to the college football playoff. Just won the SEC again last year, by the way.
I think it was our friend Brad Crawford, CBS Sports, who I guess participated in this, Dunaway, maybe.
The entire CBS Sports staff, according to the byline.
So yes. I saw him tweet. Somebody was commenting that, Georgia was going to be rededicated to running the ball, or it was something about Georgia running the ball. And his response was, I think it was Brad that said this, when you've never had a quarterback drafted higher than 125, you're always committed to running the football. And that is the one thing about Kirby is they've had good quarterbacks, but they've never had elite quarterbacks. Now, you argue Stetson Bennett was elite.
I think he was.
But the NFL has never the NFL's never said they've had an elite quarterback. And for whatever that's worth, they won a lot of games not having an elite quarterback, but it is the one thing about Kirby.
Kirby has only not won 11-plus games one time. That was 2016 because in 2020 they were 8-2. They didn't play the full schedule. I mean, it's just been amazing what Kirby has done there.
You can see every coach, 138 of them, some of them first-year coach, so it's hard to get a gauge on them, but they have a ranking there at cbssports.com, cbssports.com. That's our Spotlight today, brought to you by Alexander Shunnarah. The show also being brought to you by the folks at Hemphill Services. Running hot or cold or plumbing problems, call our friends at Hemphill.
Yeah, any of these problems arise, home or business, our friends at Hemphill Services, they are there to take care of you. 205-229-2090. Hard to stop a train. Call Adam, Chad, Andrew, the guys there. Tell them the next round sent you. For more information, hemphillservices.com.
Our buddy Brandon Marcello breaking it down a little further on the $6 million NIL money that Auburn will get for playing their opening game against Baylor in the Aflac Kickoff Classic at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. It is a rev share, so up to $6 million is what Auburn players will get. 24 players will be asked to do activations and things like that. So 24 players on the Auburn roster will be getting the split of up to $6 million. You do the quick math on that. If it was a full $6 million, and let's just say it was split evenly between 24 players, how much am I taking home there?
$4 million, you said?
$6 million.
$6 million between 24 players. Boy, this is it's going to be.
So you can do it faster.
It's going to be 300,000 each, a little less.
6 million divided by 24 is 250,000.
250,000 each. That's pretty good.
That's not bad for a day of work.
You wonder though,
when you say 24 players, though, that's 11 starters offense, 11 starters defense, your kicker and your punter.
Two specials.
Do you get to a point where some of these guys that are making like Darian Mensah, would he be like, I'm not doing any activations? Like, I'll give it to an offensive lineman.
No, you're right. There's probably some that would say no to this.
I would never say no to $250,000.
I don't think I would either.
Or whatever my cut would be. The question would be, it's almost like being booster number 41 at LSU. I'll ask you this question. I mean, is there a downside for Auburn in this when you're playing Baylor in this opening weekend, where if 24 of my teammates are getting money for playing in this game and I'm not getting any extra money, is there possible a problem in the locker room for that?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't. That's one of the things that when we first heard, I remember we sat down with, a local program, and we talked about NIL when it first came into the fold in 2021. Everybody, one of the major criticisms was, well, how is this going to affect the locker room? I have never heard one situation about that.
It's what when Wimp used to be on our show and he'd beat the table about NIL, that his argument always was, you're going to have a quarterback making one amount and a left guard making another amount, and that's going to wreck your locker room. As a coach, let me tell you, that's going to wreck your locker room. And my argument back to Wimp was, well, how does the NFL do it?
Yeah.
Because the quarterback's always making more than the left guard in the NFL. Always, always, always. There's just a caste system there where the quarterback's always going to be paid more. He's more important. And NFL seems to manage it somehow.
But I'll tell you, if I was number 25, I would go to whoever the guys that are making 7 figures and, hey, look, I'll take some of this off your plate.
If you don't want to send the tweets, I'll send them.
Interesting to watch as that $6 million, up to $6 million gets activated for Auburn in the NIL. You can read a whole breakdown. Brandon got access to the contract through his sources and reporting there at cbssports.com. All right. I want to get back to ACC Media Days here. If you can give me cut number 4, Tyler, cut 4, please. Mario Cristobal had a chance to talk about Darian Mensah. I would argue to say that this is one of the top 3 moves in college football portal, most important moves. Darian Mensah to Miami.
Yeah.
As far as impacting the national championship.
Might be number 1.
Yeah,
I mean, depending on what Miami does this year, I mean, it's clear cut that they are your favorite in the ACC. And if they are to get back and go on another run in the postseason, it's going to be because of Mensah. And I have stuck by this. I don't think he's going to be as good as Cam Ward, but I think he's going to be better than Carson Beck.
Here is Mario Cristobal at ACC Media Days this week talking about the expectations and Darian Mensah.
Well, we were in the market for a quarterback. We felt that the team was really set in so many areas. And when Darian hit the portal, we felt, you know what, this is a guy we would love to pursue. Watching crossover tape with so many opponents that we had faced, we saw his level of talent, level of play. And what really, took us by surprise in a great way was what an incredible young man he is his levels of leadership, care factor, time invested in his craft, football IQ, just natural human IQ, just an elite person along with the guys beside him. So, and we found ourselves also in a situation like in previous years where it was a time to take a portal quarterback. We feel going forward that now we are set in that room from a high school standpoint, with what we have on the roster and what we have coming in. And I'll also say this, that every single year is different. Even though our foundation is the high school player, we're never going to deny ourselves the opportunity to get better as a program if there is a player that we can pick up in the portal that can help our program elevate.
They told Duke to grab their ankles. I mean, they really, really did.
He said that with a straight face, like, when he hit the portal, That's a guy we thought we might ought to pursue. Well, why did he hit the portal?
Now, they paid a buyout to get him, and Darian Mensah's mom says, listen, there was money for him to stay at Duke. It's not that much different money-wise at Duke and at Miami.
Well,
Do you believe that?
Duke did the same thing to Tulane. I mean, they paid him $4 million to come from New Orleans to go up to Durham, and now Miami did the exact same thing. I mean, this is where it becomes a problem, like being able to transfer on a dime, take more money, and go somewhere else. But it's just not the Mensah factor. Cooper Barkate is one of the better receivers that nobody knows about. And now, much like I brought up with Chris Henry Jr., he's going to go into a situation where all of the focus will be on Malachi Toney. This is a guy that went 1,100 yards and 72 grabs last year for Duke, and nobody knew who he was because he was playing at Duke. Like, Miami is missing a lot off that defensive line, but offensively, with Mark Fletcher back in the backfield, they might be a little bit better offensively.
And Mensah said, and his mom backs him up, that one of the things that attracted him to Miami wasn't just money. He had seen other transfer quarterbacks, the last two, go in there and be successful. She thought it was a no-brainer for him to take a little extra money, not a huge difference between $4 million and $5 million, $1 million different, but $4 million was going to be okay to stay at Duke and go and play at a situation where he's being seen. He's not at Duke, and he's got a chance to win a national championship, which he doesn't have at Duke, and he's got better talent around him at Miami, which is going to help him make more money. You can't blame Darian Mensah, is my point, for doing what,
No. I mean, this is the
doing
system.
any of this.
It's the way it's set up. To Brown's point, though, Cristobal to try to have a straight face with this. I mean, he's like everybody else. It's the Wild West. But, yeah, for Mensah, you go from Mark Packer talking about your games to, Herb Street and Fowler talking about the games.
Pile Mark Packer.
No, but, I mean, seriously, like the ACC Network, I don't know where that is on y'all's pecking order. It is
low.
way down.
Pretty
It'll find
low.
a quad box every now and then. I can't remember the last time I had an ACC Network game be one of the focal points.
I put it on one of my TVs during the pregame show every week just to help support Taylor Tannenbaum, our friend at the show.
Damn, she's become a Sports Center anchor.
I saw that when I was on vacation. Good for Taylor, man.
She filled in a little bit last summer there, but she's gotten more regular routines now.
Good for her, man. She's really talented. I love Taylor.
And they announced their first 4 game schedule for the ACC pregame show, much like SEC Nation. I don't know if they call it ACC Nation.
Do we get Winston-Salem in there?
God, I wonder what they were. I can pull it up here.
Real quick, while you do that, I got one more point on Darian Mensah, because this is kind of unique. He went from Tulane to Duke. They had to face Tulane. Duke did. And how did that go for them last year? Do you remember? That's going to be an L, 34-27.
Yeah, you're
Not
right.
necessarily Darian Mensah's fault. You give up 34 points to Tulane at home, you're probably going to lose. Or actually, I was on the road. I'm sorry. Duke had to go on the road.
Yeah, but Tulane was the better team, obviously. They went to the college football playoff.
That's right. And now Mensah goes, Lance, from Duke to Miami. They do play one another this year. Now, Miami will be heavy favorites in Coral Gables.
Yeah, I feel better about that situation
do too,
for Mensah.
But it is interesting that Mensah keeps going from a team to a team and has to play his old team every year. And he's going to do it again this year.
And say what you want, Arch Manning is probably going to be that guy, but there is a chance if it breaks right, Mensah could be first quarterback off the board.
How big is he?
6'3".
Okay,
yeah,
so he's got plenty of size.
Probably 210. Now, the thing is, he can't move. I mean, he's not athletic, but I mean, he is a very, very, very good quarterback.
First 4 locations, I can't find it now. I had it.
That was for their pregame show, is what you're saying?
Yeah. And I assume their first 4 primetime games, that's usually where they go to. They seem to be pretty ACC Huddle, it's called.
I mean, it's got to be, first one's got to be Charlottesville for NC State and Virginia, right?
Yeah, it's Charlottesville for NC State, Virginia, week 0. Then it's Tallahassee for SMU, Florida State. Then it's Atlanta for Tennessee, Georgia Tech. And then it's Clemson for North Carolina, Clemson.
Hey, got a pretty good schedule, actually.
Not
bad. Now, not all those games are on the ACC network, but they're doing their show from those games.
Yeah. All right. When we come back, we will get to trash and a couple of more sports note for you there. The show today being brought to you by our friends at Inverness Country Club Brown.
ICCalabama.com. I am not playing today, to answer your question. Doesn't mean
no. What happened?
I don't know.
That's the upset of the day.
I know it is. You can make Inverness Country Club your home by calling our friend Aaron, 205-991-8608. Get a tour there of Inverness Country Club, 205-991-8608. What are you going to find? You're going to find a beautiful golf course that is fun to play and is in spectacular condition right now. Talking to some of the long-time members there, they're telling me it's about as good as they can remember it being. You're going to see a beautiful clubhouse, great food. You're going to see that wonderful tennis facility, the pool with the cabana, the resort-style pool. But you're going to meet the people, and the people are the best part of Inverness Country Club. ICCalabama.com or call Aaron Hilliard. Set up a tour today, 205-991-8608. Inverness Country Club. The best days happen at Inverness Country Club.
When a motorcycle accident turns your world upside down, who's going to look out for your family while you're healing? Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys is here for you, fighting for injured riders and getting families the compensation they deserve. The consultation is free. They don't get paid until you do. Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys. Call 659-777-7777 or visit alexwins.law. Don't wait. Call 659-777-7777. alexwins.law. Physical office, Birmingham.
Sterling and the fine folks at Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster want to welcome you in for a great lunch or dinner starting at 11 a.m. every day. Chicken that's brined overnight and cooked to order, and the taste of the Delta with those Delta recipe tamales. Champy's is perfect for all your tailgating needs this football season. You can also choose Champy's for your next party, wedding, or birthday. Great food, great people. Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster, and everything online at champyschicken.com.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Never miss anything from the next round when you listen on demand through the podcast platform of your choice, Apple, Spotify, iHeart, or Google Podcast, wherever you listen. Always like, follow, subscribe, turn on automatic download so you can catch every part of the next round. Listen anywhere in the world, anytime on the Next Round podcast feed, and support the show by following, subscribing, and turning on automatic downloads on any podcast platform. Listen anywhere in the world, anytime on the Next Round podcast feed. Thanks for always making the next round a big part of your day. Hey, let me tell you about our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama. Compassionate and comprehensive urological care with 35 physicians, 17 locations across Alabama. Their patient-centered approach to all of your urological needs. Remember, they've got that new men's health center. It is beautiful, helping men with a wide range of sensitive male issues in a comfortable environment. You can always go online, visit urologycentersalabama.com, schedule an appointment with one of their many urologists today. Hey, for all of your IT and printing needs, reach out to our friends at Xerox Business Solutions. Look, I'm still one of those old school guys. I print my notes every single day for the show. If you watch the show here on the Next Round, you see all the notes in front of me. From day one, Xerox Business Solutions, they've been with us here at the Next Round. Local for over 45 years. For all of your IT and printing needs, visit XeroxBusinessSolutions.com or call 205-969-3000. That's 205-969-3000. Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemp Hill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemp Hill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemp Hill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090. Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about one of our favorite places for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That is Hamburger Heaven since 1982. Hamburger Heaven has been serving Birmingham's best hamburgers, cheeseburgers, French fries, hand-spun milkshakes, and sandwiches made fresh to order. All of their ingredients are fresh and prepared daily. This includes their beef, always fresh, never frozen, hand-pattied each and every day. For breakfast, lunch, or dinner, visit any of the 4 locations, Highway 280, Irondale, Gardendale, and Homewood.
Champy's Chicken brings you the final hour of the show, champyschicken.com. They do that every day now for 1,239 shows. And if you're part of the original viewers of our content on this platform, you know before we even did show 1, Sterling was bringing great fried chicken fingers and chicken sandwiches to the old Galleria. for SEC Media Days back in 2021. That's when we first met Sterling and fell in love with the food, and we've loved it every day since, and so has the people for Alabaster. 11 years in the same location. It's a destination lunch location. So I guess it's 5 to 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 6 full years of eating Sterling's food now. So over half of the time it's been in Alabaster, we've enjoyed Sterling's food because SEC Media Days is again next week. So it's been good knowing Sterling, and the food is delicious. We hope you get by there too. Highway 119 in Alabaster, champieschicken.com. Here's Nate Oates on Ballin and Boutwell. This is what Alabama is sending out about the announcement we made earlier and how you can get your tickets to go support the Tide against Ole Miss.
Hey, Bama fans, Coach Oates here. We're excited to be back at Ballin and Boutwell on October 15th in Birmingham. We've got an SEC preseason matchup this year against Ole Miss. This will be a great game combined with a one-of-a-kind atmosphere. We need you guys there to bring the energy and make it loud in Boutwell. Tickets are available on Ticketmaster. Go to ballinandboutwell.com for more info. Roll Tide.
Yeah, what a great setup. When you see the video from Ballin and Boutwell last year, just how cool the setup is every year.
Yeah, it is fun, and I look forward to that. I saw your boy Jeff Goodman.
Oh yeah,
Did you see that video?
I've got it on the sheet.
Oh yeah,
haven't gotten to it yet, but it's worth bringing up right now.
He basically said Nate Oates is great. I love Nate. You know, you have to do the disc. I love Nate, but he's operating on a budget at Alabama. He
doesn't have the resources.
Doesn't have the resources
to win a national championship.
Yeah,
is basically what he's saying.
I mean, now this is a guy who was in the Final Four with the same set of resources.
I would think that Nate knows that a little bit more than Jeff.
Final Four, Elite Eight, Sweet 16.
That's the last 3 years. Yeah. With, by the way, he was in the Final Four probably with less resources. He's probably got more resources now than he had when they went to the Final Four.
Do you guys think we will see Aiden Holloway in Ballin?
I do, yes.
Yeah, that's a practice game.
Yeah.
But you think there might be some suspension?
I think he probably would not play in the first game of the season that counts.
Okay. So a one-game suspension for that?
I think he's got a,
I think there'll be some suspension, but you expect him to be part of Alabama's roster
now,
this
they'll
year.
talk about time served, too.
I would.
Well, they'll say he missed the entire NCAA tournament.
Yeah.
I mean, those
are.
Trying to, which fingers I would bet that he is part of Alabama's
Well,
team.
your least important finger is going to be your pinky.
On your non-dominant hand.
Probably.
Yeah. So left pinky.
Now, let me say this.
Or the ring finger.
Do you overlap grip? How do you grip the golf club?
Yeah, so it's left pinky. Left pinky, I do nothing.
Okay. Yeah. So your left pinky, I can cut your left pinky off if
he's not part of this Alabama basketball team.
You ain't got to worry about that.
Yeah. He'll be part of this Alabama basketball
to $10,000, would it be worth that? Like, because you got to have something on the other side. Like, I mean, your pinky's worth a lot more than $10,000, but if you feel that confident, it's an easy $10,000 for you.
Truthfully, I don't think I'm gonna bet my pinky with you because sometimes where our relationship is, I think you would actually chop it off.
With my hand over here, Dunaway.
Yeah. Like it would become all of a sudden.
I mean, if I had to pay you the $10,000, then
a dark apple series. All of a sudden, episode 2, where you really chop my pinky off.
Yeah.
I would need you to give Brown one of your testicles before we got to that episode of me chopping. Yeah, and I don't know how we take the testicle off.
I have possession of it.
Yeah,
I don't have possession of it. I have a claim. I have a claim on it.
I would want that surgically removed. I think
occasionally
put your hands on it.
No.
You have a bond.
No, bond is not where I want to go there. I have a claim on Lance's left testicle. Yeah. I have not independently, and I don't wish to, independently verify that it still exists. So I've got a claim on something I don't even know still exists.
But I also technically...
You haven't peaked?
Nope.
If we were going to argue this in court, that was one of our after-hour shows. So there was some things involved.
There were. I'm sorry,
and
sir.
I forgot. Wasn't it like a random UCLA game where I was like...
So there was something.
Yeah. I always thought it was the right testicle. I think we've decided... because we're not doctors, that the left testicle is more important than the right testicle.
Oh, I didn't know that there was a...
I don't know that there is or not, but check that for me. Do the robot. Is one testicle more important than the other one? I've always put greater value on the left than the right.
I've never really thought about my testicles that much.
I don't think there's an alpha testicle.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I know a lot of people that have had testicular cancer and they operate as a cyclops and everything's been fine.
Yeah, I think
equally important.
Equally important.
Mm-hmm.
So one testicle's above the
right
other.
Testicle is slightly larger and sits a bit higher.
Oh.
Well,
but
I do picture it being higher. I go down to my left testicle. I go up to see my right testicle.
But I mean, that's one of those you get if you didn't have to undergo the operation, if it could just evaporate, you would give up one of your testicles for $10,000, right?
If it just evaporated?
No. What do you need it for?
Yeah. You function just fine with one testicle.
First of all, just looks. I do more nude beaches than anybody on the show.
That is true.
Yeah,
Yes, you have done far more
There
nude
is
beaches.
not a chance your ass would get on a nude beach right now.
100%.
I think he would. I think Jim would. Yeah,
100%.
So if you have
no
one
shame.
removed, do you just have like one on the side and then one nothing? Or
I've
do you
never
go
investigated.
one central nut?
I think they take away the skin and everything, so you just have one hanging down.
No, I think it would just fall in place.
Truthfully, if you want to know, a lot of people get a prosthetic put in.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I mean, I think if you're still young and active and you're trying to impress some of the ladies, maybe I don't. You know.
By the way, that would be a great sponsorship. Go out.
What a plastic nut?
Plastic surgeon. Yeah, we get. I mean, our chat would say, "Oh, how do you have a guy with one nut trying to do an advertisement for a plastic?"
I'm gonna text our
if
buddy.
you know, you know.
Like,
all right.
I really wonder if they really put in the.
I can find out.
Oh, 100%.
Uncle Bob and Urban Cowboy had a rubber ball from a bull accident.
Yep.
I just wonder if a lot of people do that.
I don't know if a lot of people do it, but it is a procedure.
I'll tell you who I ask. I occasionally play golf at Inverness with our buddy Jason Jack. Y'all know JJ.
I was about to text him.
Yeah, text JJ. He'll tell. Or I can text him. Former Alabama quarterback.
So JJ's the ball guy at Inverness.
I don't know. I'm going to ask JJ. I don't think they particularly do that, but he can answer.
Yeah, I
the
think he
question.
does a lot of racks, but I don't think he does a lot of balls.
You know what JJ's going to tell you?
What's that?
It's all ball bearings now.
It's all ball bearings.
It's
guys.
all ball bearings. All right. The show being brought to you by our friends at Hoover Toyota. Tell us about Hoover Toyota LT. This is the non-scoreboard version.
Yeah, fantastic guys. Stop in Highway 150. They've got a great location right there. And they've got the best inventory, the on-site finance department. I'm speaking from experience. I got my daughter a car back in December of 2024. I got in a ride from Hoover Toyota back in October. Stop in, see Scott Peoples, Harold, Kim, all the great staff there. Tell them the Next Round sent you for more information on everything our friends do, including that red carpet program. Go online, hoovertoyota.com.
All right. Trash time every day brought to you by Bud Light. Before you do the open there, Tyler, I would like to point out again, the entire month of July at Walk-Ons, Budweiser, Bud Light, Anheuser-Busch, Adams Beverage, all teaming up locally to give you $2 bottles, $3 drafts every day, the entire month of July. It's every day, all day long, $2 bottles, $3 drafts of Budweiser, Bud Light, or as I like to call it sometimes, Budweiser Light. It is right there. Proceeds going to Folds of Honor, Alabama. QR codes are there as well, helping out veteran families and first responder families. Thank you to everybody involved, from Walk-Ons to Budweiser, Bud Light, Adams Beverage, and Anheuser-Busch.
Any attempt to restrict drinking and driving here is viewed by some as downright undemocratic.
They're making it laws where you can't drink when you want to. You have to wear a seatbelt when you're driving. Pretty soon we're going to be communist country.
LT's Trash is presented by Bud Light.
Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Weekend is almost here. Pick up the cold, delicious taste of Bud Light. We start first. Minnesota has passed a new law that now allows assisted living facilities to serve alcohol at social events. I'm a little surprised this hasn't happened.
I didn't know there was a law against it.
How you guys feel, but I think once you get into the twilight of your life, you should be able to do what you want.
It's probably safer for them to do it than anyone. It's literally assisted living. Somebody's keeping an eye on them, right?
Now, I do know somebody at a local assisted living place, within the decade, that they would have these happy hours. Now, I don't think it was sanctioned, but one of them fell. It was a bad fall. They stopped drinking altogether. So I think there probably is maybe some liability.
I guess.
Well, I would imagine cost gets to be part of it too. I mean, it's already expensive as it is without the alcohol.
So those places are all inclusive, and you think basically we're going to tack on the charge.
Just get them a keg.
Yeah.
Now, the law dubbed Grandparents Happy Hour was signed by Governor Tim Walz On Tuesday, July 16th, will allow nursing and care homes to provide their residents and their guests with alcoholic drinks without the need for a liquor license. Now, after taking effect, August 1st, beer, wine, and other beverages can be served at social events as long as the state has been informed ahead of time. Any gatherings will also need to follow any existing safety regulations.
So the key here is the liquor license. They don't have to buy the liquor license because
Yeah.
that's why the state would have to get involved is to sell them the license. So I see now.
And Smuff in the chat brings up a good point. There's a lot of potential interactions with medication.
That's true. That is true.
Again,
there's some hoops we got to jump through here.
Yeah, you got to sign off on this, though. Like, if you sign that personal release and they find you, like if you had an interaction with a medication, I mean, how often is somebody in their 80s and 90s getting a autopsy anyway?
There again.
You just crack it up to old age and just move on.
It is assisted living. So we got a lot of people here keeping an eye on them. That's my point in this. And like Lance said, they're at the end of their life. I mean, let them.
Yeah.
Let
Diane, you know you can't have that vodka. You know you can't. You know what it does to you.
One more tequila.
You know, we've had stories before on like STDs are rampant in these retirement communities, and you throw liquor on top of that.
Yeah, it's probably not a good.
So we've got a man going viral after starting his own dating website because he had given up on Tinder after having no luck. Now, if you're dating in this day and age, chances are that you're turning to one of these platforms, whether it's Tinder, Hinge, Bumble, strike up conversations with potential partners,
Farmers
gone are the
only.
days of meeting someone at random in a bar or a night out. Now, over in England, a man is going viral after admitting that he's made his own dating website, and it comes complete with testimonies from his own mom. That's right, 42-year-old Nick Paninsky has created his own site, nickpaninsky.com, which has already attracted plenty of attention. Paninsky started the website back in June. It looks just like a dating profile. It has some key information about himself, as well as what he's looking for in a partner. Quote, this page is basically my attempt to make the jump from I've seen you online to let's actually talk. At least that's the idea. Now, speaking to the Yorkshire Post, 42-year-old said he's already had positive conversations with some of the 1,200 visitors to his site. He went on to say, I'm looking for one person, not hundreds. My mom and dad have been happily married since 1978, and I would love to build something that lasts that long.
Is this actually him or is this a stock photo?
This is actually him.
Yeah, so when you first popped it up, and now I'm not saying he's Brad Pitt, but I expected this guy to look like Quasimodo. I mean, if he can't get a date, he can't get a date. But this guy, I mean, again, he's not Brad Pitt, but he's far from like nobody will ever date this guy because of the way he looks. So I'm a little surprised he struggled this much.
Now, you haven't seen those British teeth yet.
I have
though.
not. He's not smiling. Got the teeth closed.
Could have a club foot.
Could. I'm just saying.
Could
That's
have
my
a tail.
point. I'm just trying to figure out what might
How
be
often does a
preventing.
club foot come into play?
Tom Dempsey. Hey, we had that record for a long
That's right.
time.
Yeah, got him a 63-yard field goal for the Saints.
Elderly Florida woman wasn't thrilled when she received a, quote, squeeze-ass license plate, but admitted that at her age, she can handle getting a few honks. Now, Nancy Streeto, you see right there, South Florida woman approaching 77 years old, stunned after opening her mail to find a license plate that reads SQZ855. I give her credit for her, even coming up with the meaning of this.
Well, see, that's the better thing. She didn't come up with it.
So this is just at random.
This was at random.
No, that's what I'm saying. She would look at it and be like, squeeze ass.
Part of the story I saw, it didn't dawn on her to start with until people started referencing it to her in the neighborhood.
The elderly woman said she went ballistic when she saw the plate and was baffled that it somehow made it through detection. Florida plates have been manufactured at state prison for almost a century before being sent through county agencies. In the case of Streeto, hers was mailed from Broward County Property Tax Collector's office. Although she could turn it in for a new free one, Streeto now feels the plate was, quote, destined to be on her car.
I like the fact she's got a sense of humor about it now.
Yeah.
Remember,
I'd like to see her turn around.
You want to see what the trunk looks like in the car?
Yeah. I mean, we're seeing the license plate. Let's see the trunk.
You remember Kramer famously got Ass Man?
Yeah.
He did.
Yeah. and
Belonged
he kept
to a
it.
proctologist.
Yeah, belonged to a proctologist, but Kramer kept it, and it got him a lot of attention. That's a funny episode.
Bank robber tried to use a stolen kitten as an accessory to his crime, forcing bank staff to hold it while he wrote a note. Now, lone bank robbers typically don't have anyone else that they can rope in as an accessory to their crime. They're lone wolves and want to keep every single penny for themselves. Well, in the case of a man from Maryland, he robbed in a cat as well as an unsuspecting partner in crime. As per NBC Washington, the man entered a PNC bank branch with the 3-month-old kitten in hand. Allegedly handed the kitten over to the bank staff while he wrote a note telling them that he was trying to rob a bank, demanding money. However, his attempt at robbing the bank was unsuccessful as police apprehended the man. Now, as for the cat, she was unharmed in the bank manager's office and was reunited with the Beltsview community cats a few hours later.
Boy, I would just think bank robberies are so tough to pull off right now.
Very, very difficult. You probably have, I would say, a 1 in 5 shot, 20%, and then what are you really going to get?
Yeah, you're going to get a bunch of cash that now you got to figure out a way to get it in the system because...
I went to high school with a bank robber, and...
oh, you didn't know that at the time.
No,
they
I did not know that at the time.
Robber.
He ended up being a bank robber, and he got away with plenty of them.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Do it on a motorcycle.
I think I have and I'm going to get some of this wrong, but I think I got a distant relative that robbed a bank and buried it in the backyard and got caught. That's always the play I don't understand is you bury the money in the yard because now it's difficult to get to. I got to go dig it up every time I need a fresh stack of cash, you know? And I've got a big dirt patch in my yard that when the cops show up, that's probably the first place they're going to look.
Yeah, I recently saw this movie, Sarat. I think I told you about the guy goes looking for his son or daughter at a rave throughout the Moroccan desert. And, like, they get into a minefield. And so I got in one of those rabbit holes. And how often, like, mines from World War II still kill people on our planet.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Year in, year out. My point there was going to be how much buried money is out there that we don't even know about.
Yeah.
Like, just
I'm
everywhere.
Sure. I used to do, when we first owned our house, we had to, or not our current house, but the very first house Jennifer and I bought, we had to do a lot of work. And I was out digging. And it just randomly occurred to me, this is a pretty old house. What if I just hit a metal box? How exciting is that going to be?
Yeah. What if you hit a landmine?
Well, that would not be near as exciting.
That would not be.
Yes,
you know, we had a really good client back in our Jocks days that they were renovating their house, their kitchen, and they pulled up one of those counters and they found, I think it was like $25,000 cash.
I remember you telling that story one time, and what did they end up doing with the money? They kept it, right?
Oh, yeah. I mean, what do you do at that point? Like unmarked bills? Like, do you go back and really... Like, if you find it, it's one thing, but if you find it in the counter, like, you just assume that whoever was in that house, they left it, whether they were dead and gone or what.
But do you worry about it being, because obviously the satchel of money, we worry about it being
I leave
cartel
that
or
alone.
drug, you leave it alone.
I would not
in
worry
that
about it coming
situation,
back.
you think that was just their safekeeping.
Because I assume they've come back for it at that point.
Yeah.
Now, I don't understand putting money in walls. Daniel says he's done it. He's found it doing remodels, cash in walls. Seems like a terrible place to store your cash. One fire and you've lost all your cash.
Or you remember Marty Bird in Ozark early on, they put all that cash in the walls and the chick took it.
That's right. She did do that. What was, he also had it under, he had it in
He had it everywhere.
He had it everywhere. But he also had it in a mausoleum. Is that what that's called?
Yeah. The above ground grave.
Crypt, basically. Above ground grave. Yeah.
Yeah. Very popular in Louisiana.
Yeah.
And occasionally in the Ozarks.
Apparently in the Ozarks as well for purposes of that
occasionally
storyline.
in Georgia when they shoot the film.
Yeah, for purposes of that storyline.
In Louisiana, isn't it because of
they float up?
Below sea level.
Yeah, it's below sea level. Yeah, it's just the opposite of Mexico City, where your second favorite non-American soccer team plays.
Is Mexico your number 2 behind Argentina?
I wouldn't call them my number 2.
Who's your number 2?
But they're ahead of America.
Portugal?
No, definitely not Portugal.
He's not a Ronaldo guy.
I don't know. Maybe Netherlands. Love Robin van Persie, Arjen Robben, and Wesley Schneider. They were the guys when I was a little kid.
And the uniforms.
Do you know you've spent more money on 2 tickets to see Argentina and Messi play? And not knocking you for it, because it's the last time to see Messi play in the World Cup, and it was so close.
Well, Sunday is.
Well, last time for him. This will be it.
I mean, I think he can still make it.
I think you've spent more money than I've spent on my Tampa Bay gear, hockey, football, and baseball in my life.
I think you're probably right. I mean...
Yeah, but, he's a super fan, Dunaway.
Yeah. Argentine super fan. But you're just talking about on the gear you've bought, like at Fanatics or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would. I mean, I think you're probably right.
Now, I just dropped a couple of $1,000 on new golf clubs. So you've just spent more than that, too.
Yeah, but see, you get to use those.
Y'all got me in the golf.
You could add a new set of golf clubs.
But to
do what with them?
Oh, and think about what they spend a week on their green fees.
Yeah, but that's continuous for us. Tyler, he spent that money. It's already over. He's only got the memories
but
now.
He's only got great memories. You guys go out and you shoot 25 over.
Yeah,
I have not shot 25 over.
7 holes.
My friend Benny, first time in a long, long time, he broke 80 the other day. Shot 79. And is so happy, he called his daughter, who's engaged, and they went to dinner together. And our wives were out already to dinner together.
What a nice daughter. My daughter, first of all, probably wouldn't answer the phone. She'd be like, who cares?
Just wanted to go celebrate with her dad, who shot a 79. He was all excited about it. And he texted me, I'm still buzzing about 79. Good. I didn't even tell you, good round by you, and you're 83. And I was like, I played miserable, blah, 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 blah. And he texted me back, and he's like, I wish I was miserable when I shot an 83. I'm so excited about my 79.
It's perspective.
And I was like, God, there was a time in my life, anytime I would have shot in the 80s, I would have taken it. And now every time out, it's between, really, 83 was a good round for me. It's between 84 and 89 every time round now.
The other day, I bogeyed 18, shot 70. And I told my wife when I got home, and I was like, God, but I bogeyed 18. So it would have been a 69. I shot in the 60s. If I bogeyed 18, she's like, listen to yourself. She goes, how many people do you think out there would like to shoot a 70? I was like, well, a lot of them. But
so really, golf, it could be hell.
Yeah.
But, you have been playing for 50 years.
Not quite 50. I come out of the womb with a club in my hand, Lance.
And you're about to start back.
I am. I'm going to start with 9 holes a week.
That's right.
At least for a little bit. And then we'll see where it goes.
Any lessons or no lessons?
No lessons. There's no reason. I just want to be around 80 is where I want to be.
Well, then you'll probably need a lesson.
I don't think so.
I don't think so. I don't think so
at all.
We'll see about that.
Yeah.
I really don't think so.
Well, first of all, you're only playing 9 holes. You're not going to be anywhere close to 80s.
No.
Well,
you want to shoot a 40. Your target is to shoot a 40. Okay.
I want to shoot 40 every week, and it will take me a year to get to that, probably.
Oh yeah. In that case, I thought you could come right out of the chute. Oh, okay.
No.
Well, when you said there's no reason for lessons,
golf is like most sports, repetition. But if you play enough, you muscle memory, and that's why you're shooting 84 to 89 every time you go up.
Yeah,
I've got no expectation.
My muscles have no memory of the time I shot 74.
I don't ever want to
believe it's real anymore.
That's one of the reasons that I know you've only thrown a club once in your life, but I don't want to get to the point that I get frustrated when I'm playing. I kind of know going in that I'm never going to be good, and I'm fine with that.
Golf is one of the most frustrating things you'll ever do. It really is.
If you're ever good at it.
Yeah.
Is that fair?
Well, yeah, even people that aren't quote-unquote good, they hit so many good shots and they'll just hit an awful shot. And they're like, well, where did that come from? Same guy that hit all the good shots, hit a terrible shot.
Yeah, see, I got 8 guys that we rotate around and play golf a couple of times a week. And when I first started playing with them, it was Willard and Chris Brees and Rossi during the pandemic. When I started playing again, I had quit playing 7-8 years. Was never going to play again. But there was nothing else to do in the pandemic. So I started playing with those guys, and they're all uber good, really good. And they let me play with them. But these all guys are my friends, and we're relatively the same age. And when we first started playing in a group together, everybody was shooting in the 90s, and it was all about the dot. The whole premise was to drink beer
and win the dots,
be outside, have a good time together. Nobody was serious about golf. And
that's what I want.
It was about just that competition on that hole for that winning team to win it. And we were having a blast.
So has it changed?
And then I forgot something happened, and I think somebody shot a 78. And then all of a sudden, everybody started, and we started entering our scores.
That's right. Start keeping your handicap.
Again, we got a handicap.
That's what
and then we started giving strokes here or there. And the next thing you know, everybody's trying to be good, and it's serious as crap now. And I occasionally have to, and it's me occasionally that has to say, guys, we need to loosen up a little bit.
Right, yeah. I want the music playing, the gambling.
But the music still
teeing
plays.
off from a Bud Light can every certain hole.
I go only so far with you on that.
But the music does play.
The music plays every time. I never play without music now. Yeah,
we play. Sadly, we play with 2 speakers, and they're not synced up. So
Are they not?
Yeah.
Well, that's the one thing. Like one cart's got one thing going, and another cart's got another thing. So when you're both on the tee box, it is a bit of a mess.
But I like being able to throw one stroke.
You do
per
like doing
hole.
that. Anytime I've ever played in a game with Lance, he negotiates in. I get 1 throw per 9.
And I think if you get a
One
mulligan, whether it's every 9 or 1 every 18, I think you should be able to take an air horn out there and surprise somebody in their backswing.
Yeah.
That was one of the greatest jackass bits.
Yeah. Lance, I think Lance kind of wants golf to be a little bit of jackass.
Nah, I just want to loosen it up a little bit.
Soccer
bit of a
too,
game
yes.
show. A little bit
of a game show. Yeah.
Yeah.
Brown, if someone went out to the course and started blowing an air horn while you were teeing off, how mad would you be?
Am I playing just screwing around, or am I playing in a game?
You paid Pebble Beach.
I would be
green
upset.
fees.
I would be upset.
Yeah, and I understand
Yeah.
that. Yeah. But I'm saying if you go in playing in a foursome and you know that there's an air horn that could blow.
That's right.
1 stroke. Then
I
it's
mean
different.
more jackass style. You don't know there's an air horn. I'm in the woods in a ghillie suit.
I'm going to be upset with
Yeah,
that.
that would even me that would go out and probably shoot 100 today. I would be pissed off.
I mean, people that drive by on a road, if you're playing a hole and there's a road close and they hit their horn, I'm like, how did that give you any sort of satisfaction?
Right.
I mean, are you driving down the road laughing at that? That's what makes you laugh? No, I hope the horn when
Hey,
they're
by the
playing.
way,
I'm
have
like,
you-
that's
have
not
either
funny.
one of you guys ever hit a car driving down the road? Like
I have not, but let me tell you what.
I have not.
I was playing. This is 100% true, and I'll tell you the course. King Creek Golf Course used to be Fort McClellan in Anniston, number 9. There's a hole that runs next to it. I'm playing a guy, and we're tied. He blows his tee shot right. It's headed out of bounds into the road. I'm already in the fairway. I'm going to win the match. Hits a car, comes back in bounds off the car. No joke.
a car that's moving?
Yeah. This is crazy. Ball bounces once, hits the side of the car that's moving, comes back and bounces. Car doesn't even stop. Holes out his next shot for an eagle. I'm like, man, I was destined to lose this match. There's no way I was ever going to win that.
That's
one.
incredible.
Yeah.
They're bringing back a golf course over in Trussville that had been closed called the Silos.
Yeah, that used to be Trussville Country Club. Is that right?
Maybe, but
I
it's
think
called
it
the
was.
Silos
Yeah.
now. And they've got a par 3 that the road that goes into the neighborhood is between the tee box and the
Oh, it
green.
runs through the par 3?
So active hole, you're having it hit over on the par 3. It's an uphill par 3, and then about midway down through the road.
It's a street.
Yeah.
Hey, what if you got a 16-year-old girl
Yeah.
driving for the first time?
That's
Dude,
on the.
I duff more par 3 shots than I do any other
Yeah.
tee shot.
That's incumbent on the golfers to make sure traffic's clear before they
Yeah,
hit.
yeah.
Cars can't be going that fast if it's a neighborhood street, I
Nah,
guess.
it's 20, 25.
Yeah.
Yeah. But still.
Have you guys ever seen somebody hit in the head?
Yes. Well, Stan White.
Well, yeah. I didn't see it, but saw the
I don't guess I
aftermath.
saw that.
I've
You're
never
right.
seen it.
Yeah. But I have seen other people get hit. in
Just
the
Stan
head.
White for me. I've never seen anybody else.
Yeah.
Yeah. It seems close to me. I got hit in the
I saw a guy.
I got it trickled up and hit me in the back of the shoe one time at the very end of the roll. And then it was like I was playing World Cup soccer. I heard it hit. I turned around. It trickled.
Did you fall?
And it hit. It rolled. I mean, it barely one last roll, and I went down grabbing my ankle.
Did Benny pull out the yellow card?
They
That
laughed.
would be hilarious.
They laughed at me. One hit pretty hard in the cart one time. Hit the bag behind us.
No, the kid I saw a guy hit in the head. What was on the beach? Actually, it was somebody had golf clubs on the beach, just hitting like sand wedges. Somebody shanked one and it hit a kid square in the temple.
On the beach?
Yeah, on the beach. I thought the kid was involved though. This wasn't some random kid. But I thought it might have killed him. And I mean, he went down for a minute and then got up and made a joke about it. And I was like, thank God.
Yeah, I would think most would be
Bad
at
way
these
to go.
open courses like you play Bentbrook a lot and you're in one fairway.
Oh, yeah.
Guy
that's where
hits
it
from
happened.
another
Yeah.
fairway.
Yeah.
There are a couple of holes where you're like, okay, I'm gonna keep my eye on the swivel right here.
No doubt.
Yeah, I use it. You know, we're trying to play pace of play, so sometimes we do have somebody who's been looking for a ball behind us, and we're up in front of them.
Yeah.
And I will always use American League umpire from the '70s model with a golf cart. I'll go front right wheel and have the golf cart between me and my buddies who are hitting. I may be 75 yards away.
Yeah.
But if he hits it off the toe or if he slices
It's going
it
to
that
hit the
way,
cart first.
it's going to hit. I've got my ankles on the front wheel and I'm lined up to where
Smart.
I'm going to be protected. All right, that's the show today. We're back with you tomorrow, 9 a.m. Central Time. Don't forget the next Reels special episode is coming up Monday-ish. Right?
Monday or Tuesday.
Monday or Tuesday.
We've
next
got to get
week.
with Brown. I think Monday's
Monday's the
probably
best day for me to watch Jurassic Park.
Okay.
Yes.
Because you cannot go golf?
Well, I
'Cause the course is-
can. I can't go to Inverness. Course is closed at Inverness. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I just won't go anywhere else that day.
Yeah. So, and don't forget the OG kickoff. And then Connor O'Gara's show is back live tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Central, 9 Eastern, with Ryan Brown on the show tomorrow morning with Connor O'Gara. Has he ever got anybody else on that live show?
I think it's just the three of us for now. You never know.
You never know with Connor O'Gara. All right, that's the show. Until next time, God bless you. God bless America.